Hello everyone, we are back after having a Saturday off with being immeasurably ill. And I am still unwell.
We all got it. We all got the computer virus.
Yeah.
We all downloaded the same virus.
Exactly.
So I will preface this by saying, as I said on Thursday, I am still in recovery mode. I may break out into random bouts of coughing. I will try and hit the mute button to save everyone's ears. I cannot promise I can hit that button fast enough. It's in front of me, it's red, it's big, but it involves stretching more than 30 centimeters. So there's no guarantee I'll be able to reach it. So heads up.
Make your own punchlines up for that.
And one of these days, I'll walk into one of these. There'll be an opening where we don't do this. And it's actually professional and proper and actually has a script and, you know.
Hey.
Sounds pretty fake to me.
Yeah.
I tried
You give me
writing
a script on just deviate from it.
That's not a thing.
No, right. I wrote a script for the second intro opening, and I deviated off it on the second sentence. Anyway, I'm Hedgehog, and this is our 7th episode. How the fudge cake did we get here?
1 week at a time,
Yep.
baby. 1 week at a time.
1 week at a time, and here we are. Second chapter, whole new adventure, whole new places to go. I think before everyone introduces themselves, I'll get the shout outs done first. That way they're all out the way, and it gives Joshy time to wake up. You look tired, mate. You can tell you've been
Do I
driving.
come into your house and tell you that you look tired?
I mean, I do look tired. Have you seen? Have you
Because
seen?
I don't know where you live.
Well, there is that as well. I mean, if you want that, then I can easily provide
No.
it. But
no, don't tell me. I'm not responsible enough. I'll just
Um,
dox you. Oh, Hedgehog. Yeah. This is the address. This is the PIN number.
I mean,
My
if you want
name.
my bank details, you're more than welcome to. There is literally nothing in there. All you can do is get me out of debt.
Yeah. There can only be a positive.
Yeah.
I could ruin your credit score.
Joke's on you. I've already ruined.
Yeah, I have no credit score.
There's a big flashing red thing at the end going, I didn't know it could go that low.
Do not even lend pen.
Yeah. Okay, shout out
Sorry.
time. It's
Please do
fine. No,
continue.
it's fine. I like this. This is confidence boosting. Randomness is fun. Okay, shout out time. So there are 2 shout outs I want to do. My usual shout out. So I'll always shout out at the end of time. And there it goes. Aha! So it's fine. I got there in time. Muted. So the first shout out I'd like to do is to our wonderful friends at Some Other Heroes, who have had one of the busiest weeks, I think, in the history of D&D content creation. Not only have they got their stream coming up tomorrow, which you should definitely check out on their channel. Link is down there in the chat. On top of that, they also started releasing the first episode of their YouTube special with what I can only describe as the catchiest intro I have ever seen to a stream. And if you look at, I'm sure if they look at the stats, they'll see the most replayed bit is the first 30 seconds, because that's just me going back and listening to it again, then going back, then going back. I think I'm breaking their analytics. But it's a wonderful group of people, and so many people getting involved now with so many stories. And you definitely go check out the YouTube first episode. I've nearly finished. I had to stop because this. And there was a brief moment where I was like, we could start half hour late, right? I mean, I need to finish this. But no, I was a good boy. Moving on. The second shout out, and I hope this one works. This is the command that doesn't always work. Hey, no, it works. It's for Manapot Studios, the EU/UK super streaming channel that also has people in the US as well. Because why did I say EU/UK? Because actually it's a worldwide thing. I'm getting my things mixed up. That was Roll for Good, wrong one. Yeah, they have a lot of amazing streams covering many different bases, whatever your flavour. I believe tonight I'm looking at my calendar, and it's this Saturday. So hopefully, about half hour after we finish here, they have their vampire game, A Study in Ivory, which is fantastic. It is the blueprint that I am carefully observing for my own vampire game, because it's so well done. It's like I can learn something here. Speaking of vampire, if you go to our Twitch right now, our Twitter, it did begin with a T and a W. There is a Google poll somewhere on the tweets. I need to retweet it actually today, with a link for sign-ups for our next Thursday game, which is going to be a vampire game set in London. I wanted to do the UK, and London is definitely better than Birmingham.
Oh yes, well, I'm going to suck your blood, aren't I?
As someone who lives remarkably close to Birmingham, I agree.
I mean, it's no Stowmarket, but
so this
Set it in the Cotswolds. That'll be a problem.
I didn't think about doing something like vampires in Cornwall.
I'd have suggested Whitby, but some bloke called Bram Stoker already did that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Liverpool. There's an idea.
Liverpool. Oh, could you imagine me trying to do about 20 Scouse accents? It would. I think Liverpool would probably vote to leave the UK and become a city-state just based on the offence that I caused. But no, it's sign-up's still open for it. They're going to be open for at least another 3 or 4 days. There's been a fair bit of interest, more than I thought. But I want to give everyone a fair chance to pip in if they're interested.
I am willing to bribe you to get a spot on the show.
I think that goes for anybody. So if you want to be on it, I suspect you can probably bribe Hedge somehow.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just want to bid up to make me have to pay more, like, go for it.
I mean, I suppose I could bid off the entire of my debt, couldn't I? Actually, no. I think I'd bankrupt the entire cast in the process. Fun fact of the day, then, kids: don't have a credit card. You will use it, and you will max it, and then when that's maxed, you will go get another one to think that that'll help you pay off the first one, and then you have 2.
You always get that first one going, I'll just pay off whatever I get on it immediately.
Yeah.
And it never happens, guys.
No, you see, here's the trick. You get your first credit card, then you get a 0% balance transfer credit card.
Yep.
You get that. It has a bit more of a limit. You transfer it across to that. You cancel the first credit card, then you get another credit card.
0.
And you keep going. And they give you more and more money.
See, I tried that, but it happened in reverse. They gave me less money. So what happened was I had more cards that split across everywhere. Then I kind of forgot about it, and now they're all full. So...
That's regretful. I'm sorry to hear
yes, that's called. That's totally my fault. That's called bad financial planning.
And for just £5 a month,
you could get me out of debt.
You can help fund Hedgehog's crippling Fabergé egg addiction.
Do you know what? I wish it was that sophisticated.
Martin Lewis has applied to be on Vampire the Masquerade.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. We'll have a whole special about just restructuring my debt.
And so is Rishi Sunak. How weird.
I think my viewer base would. I think at that point my viewer base would disappear, but I would be stinking rich. Like, I'm morally conflicted. Solve money problems, but be basically cancelled, or be popular but have no money. It's the ultimate moral quandary. Right, I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves. I'm going to go clockwise, so that does mean Joshy goes first. However, I will say before we start, we all had a level up.
Yes.
So we're now level 4. We are slightly stronger than we were yesterday.
And isn't that a metaphor for life?
Exactly.
Yes.
No.
I thought it was a Britney Spears lyric.
Kill you gives you unhealthy coping mechanisms.
Anyway, would you like to take it away, Josh? While I cough.
Do you want me to talk about my level up as
yes, go for it.
All right. Hi, I'm Joshy Longlegs. You can find me online by looking for that. I play Bin Beer, the clockwork soul, half elf, sorcerer. Those are words. Hey, we got a level up. That's that level 4. Ooh, do I take stats, juicy stats, or do I take a feat? It's gonna be the feat. And I know what you're thinking. What kind of feat am I into? Lucky feat. That's what. I've taken the lucky feat. So, you know, Bin's whole thing at the moment is deciding that things happen or don't. And we're just continuing that.
Everything happens for a reason.
That's actually quite a low roll. You know what? Fuck you. And I will apologize. I'm very, very tired. I've had a very long week. I've had a lot of week in my week.
A lot of week in your week.
I've had more than the average amount of week in my week, and I mean like, I'm talking 18-hour days being like the main kind of days I've been having. So if I'm bringing a weird energy, it's because I am over-caffeinated.
No such thing.
Oh no, there is. Have you ever seen sounds and heard colours?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's me normally. Imagine what I'm like when I've had a lot of caffeine.
I feel like if I had a silver platter, I could run at a wall and phase into like the dead space beneath.
You don't know, man. You should give it a go. No, seriously, don't give it a go.
I'm gonna say it's halfway through the break. Just hear a clang against the wall.
I'm tired, not a fucking idiot.
Right.
Someone else go.
Yes. Go down the order, please. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Mike.
Hello, people. If indeed you are people. I am Mike. I play Bin. I don't play Bin. He's Bin.
That's mine. That's my OC. Do not steal.
I play Bin, the sorcerer. We're all Bin today. I've had a week. I had 24 hours in my days. Beat that.
That is a long day.
24?
That is a particularly shitty length of time to be awake.
No, I played Geo, the Earth Genasi fighter. The lovable big guy with a head full of rocks and a heart full of
Also
blood
rocks.
and stuff. Yeah, probably rocks. I too have leveled up, but I will not be revealing my feat until a narratively appropriate time.
Almost like it was pre-planned. That's how sophisticated we're getting now. We are pre-planning narrative feats. Yes.
Bold of you to assume there's any sort of planning, guys.
I mean, to be honest, my notes at the moment are just scribbles. I mean, they mean nothing.
You have notes?
Does that just say goblin with a question mark next to it?
I knew there was something I didn't roll. My brain just went. I'm generating all the names, but I'm missing something. Goblins I was missing. Okay, they are going to have to miraculously disappear for an episode while I come up with names. So no trying to find the goblins.
We are immediately going to try and find the goblins.
I would like to find the goblins.
I would like to find the goblins. Have you seen a party of goblins come this way?
Say hello to the fabled DC-30. There is no chance in hell you're doing this. But I'm humouring you to not look like a tyrant. Right then. Finally, last but not least, AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ. Find me on the socials as AJ Dean. I play T4B. He is a high elf artificer. He likes to make stuff and cause trouble. For my level up, I took more intelligence, which will not come out in any way as showing as him being more intelligent.
You are limited by the biological processing.
I'm limited by the fact of who he is. So mechanically, it will make a difference. Personality-wise, it will make no difference whatsoever.
Yes, the true party of chaos, as it's now been dubbed in my notes.
I think that's unfair because we're not that chaotic. We're just impulsive. We've just got bad impulse control. There's no chaos. In fact, we're actively trying to stop chaos. Gabriel's coming in like, hey, let's keep the gods nice and killed, and we're like, I just want to earn enough money to eat, my dude.
Yeah. Like, if you could stop pulling me out of space and time, just leave me to my breakfast, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Talking of earn enough gold, am I right in thinking it was 200 gold each essentially from that thing that we
I believe so,
the
yeah.
routine of- yeah, that's all right.
Oh,
I had the other stuff written down, but I hadn't added it to my character sheet, so I will add 200 gold. Perfect.
oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
200 gold each, 1 spell scroll each. We've got the letter inviting us to the feast,
Mm-hmm.
I do.
and we have the seal of showing a tree and stars, which is the crest of Willowshire.
Yes. The I have authority, but not actual authority badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
And we've inherited a rogue.
Yes, you also inherited a rogue, which you're supposed to be protecting to Sagehaven, but we'll see how that goes. 'Cause-
Guys, where's Larissa?
Who?
I don't know. I'm just looking at my pretty new dice.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Sparklings.
where'd you get them from?
These are from a wonderful company in Derbyshire called Valkyrie RPG. They have a fine selection. They have a whole Norse range, which are lovely. And I got some mini dice, which I will show you because they
Mini
are the
dice.
tiniest thing in the world. For comparison's sake, so that is my D20.
Oh, I mean,
They are
I
tiny.
know we need to get on with the game.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
go get
fine,
my
it's
mini
fine.
mini dice.
It's fine.
So that is my whole 7 dice set.
That is
That's
tiny.
brilliant.
I mean, I'm just going to make a note to send a marketing invoice to them for unsolicited advertising.
I will plug this company till the cows come home. They are
No,
they
it's
are
like-
wonderful.
I was bought these around Christmas time. This is the standard D20, the one I use for bin. It's got some nice gears on it.
Yeah, very nice. And
Yeah.
I
They
couldn't
come
trust
in a
myself
little-
with micro dice.
Yeah,
They-
I think
they
I
come
just
in a
lose
little-
them.
Oh,
Little matchbox. They're a family, like a little family of mice. Bug, please can we start?
yeah, yeah. Let's
That's probably for the best.
let's crack on. So let me just hit the stop the airport music, and let's go into. There we go. Yes, roll initiative. No, it's fine. So it's been what at this point probably 24 hours since the events in the cave with Quinn escaping, the ritual stopped. You've had your reward from Mr. Penfold, and you've had some spare time. Like the caravan going to Sagehaven wasn't due to leave till the afternoon. So, you've had some time to kind of laze around the village a little bit. Is there anything in particular you'd like to do before you definitely leave?
I would like to very much have a brief conversation with Brock,
Okay.
the tavern keeper and
Yep.
the sleeping bard, and just to make sure that they are okay with all of their paperwork, if they need any help.
Sure. You go in there, have a word with Brock. He shows you the paperwork. You can tell that writing probably isn't his strong suit, as some of the letters are written backwards.
Oh,
So he spells Brock with the R the wrong way round. But it's mostly completed. I mean, you help him fill out the other, like the final bits. There's a couple of questions at the end that are like, they're double negatives in the attempt to try and catch people out. So if you don't know how to read that kind of legalese, you agree to far worse terms. Because what better way to get new partners than by tricking them into serving you even when dead.
that was how polycules work. So
Yeah. It's, death is not the end, and quite literally, because you've still got a debt to pay. And to be honest, death's not the end, because they have the Sagehaven Adventures Guild have astral mines, so you can go work there as well in death. What fun! But no, Brock is perfectly fine. I think he probably gives you a small keg of alcohol for the road.
A roadie?
Probably going to. I think on one level he's regretting doing that, but at the same time it's like not so much a bin. I think Geo's his worry.
Yeah,
Because
Geo who would find the keg, you'd just hear like a midpoint between a can opening and like wood splintering, followed by.
I think at this point Brock has worked out that one of the big barrels actually of alcohol's empty. But it's just kind of, given everything you've done, it would be a pretty douche move to turn around and go, "You drank one of my barrels of alcohol." Well, yeah, we did just save the entire village from being burnt to a crisp, so...
Be grateful I didn't throw it off the back of a cart.
Which you totally did and had to get mage-handed back up. Just so no one would notice. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do?
I mean, I was going to save it till Sagehaven, but I don't know. Is there a blacksmith in?
There's a blacksmith. Yeah, there's a blacksmith next to the Sleeping Bard.
Okay. I'll pay the blacksmith a visit and give him a little design and ask him if he can do some detail work on my great axe.
Okay. He offers to do it. Because you've asked here, it's no charge affair. Again, pretty douchey.
Heroes of Willowshire.
Yeah, turns out being a hero actually has some tertiary benefits. As long as you abuse them. He agrees to do that. It's going to take a couple of hours, so you've got to basically he tells you to come back is like just before you leave, to come pick it up.
Perfect. Even though he says no charge, I will give him 4 gold.
Okay. He'll accept it begrudgingly. I think he definitely tries to resist. Like the first time, like, no, I can't take this.
No. See, if I was paying for it, I'd probably tip. If I'm not paying for it, I'll still tip.
Well, I can't argue with that. Is there anything that T4B would like to do?
T4B will basically be probably studying the portal details.
Okay.
I don't know, because he doesn't know if we'll be coming back this way anytime soon. He probably won't try and create a portal over here. Yeah, it's not that important right now.
No. Plus, it takes an awful lot of time to set one up. If I remember correctly, off the top of my head, looking at my notes, it's a 2-week period.
It's 14 days.
14 days, yeah.
A little bit every day.
Yep, once a day for 14 days. You do kind of ponder that, though, because that means that Quinn had to pre-plan an awful lot of stuff. There was a lot of planning going in what she's done. And that portal that she used to escape means that she had that up her sleeve as well. Where that portal went, no one knows.
Yeah. Plus, she seemed surprised that that portal even opened.
Yeah. Well, she had one portal. You remember that? Then a bracelet on her wrist flashed, and then she was like, "Okay, I need to go somewhere different," and then closed and reopened the portal to go somewhere else. So there's at least 2 portals outside of Willowshire that you're unaware of, and it probably makes sense that Quinn's probably disconnected the old ones now.
Sure.
As Willowshire is probably dead to her. Time to go start a new cult somewhere else, I think.
Not before we get there first and start our own cult.
We'll defeat her with cultness.
What a
I
bunch
mean-
of cults.
I mean, to be fair, that there is a legitimate philosophical argument that the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild is kind of a cult of its own. I don't know how you think about it.
Try not to.
Try not to
Just
think
chill
of the
it.
power gym that you're in. But no. So, yeah, you examine the portals. That's the morning god. The caravan arrives. Geo will do this. So he's done the dwarven smith that runs the forge here has done the detailing on the great axe. It's quite exquisite, especially considering that this is a forge that's usually nowadays used to doing farming utensils as opposed to actual weapons. It's been quite exquisitely carved. Do you want to elaborate on the design that you had him draw?
Yeah, so the design is it's an anvil with a flame above, and positioned over the anvil is a hammer, and it's so I've had etched into my blade the symbol of Moradin, and I will kind of so I've taken the slasher feat. So now when I deal damage, there are little bonuses to it and things like that. And I thought, well, what's a good way of steering the reason for that? Because we're in a world where stuff happens, but how do I suddenly just deal different effects when I hit someone? Well, because Moradin's guiding my blade now. So.
Yeah, Morgan's guiding your blade, and every time Gabriel's just like, really? Do you really need me for this right now? This is a gross
I don't
misuse
need
of
to
my
actually
power.
ask him anymore.
I just love the idea of Gabe being like, Geo, I'm not actually Moradin.
Hmm.
But you said your name was Moradin.
Yeah,
but I'm not
that's
actually
exactly what Moradin would say.
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, I know you're not actually Moradin, but you've been acting as Moradin for
Step
so long.
Moradin. Look,
Yes.
it's not the Moradin we got. No, sorry.
If I
it's
go
not the
around for
Moradin.
100 years pretending to be Jeff, people are going to call me Jeff.
Hey, he's just the Moradin who stepped up,
Never thought I'd have an arc where I feel sorry for Gabriel.
So yes, so he has a weapon that is dedicated to the service of a god who isn't a god.
Yes, a god who isn't a god that only you three know. And for some bizarre reason, Geo has taken a massive liking to. So the caravan arrives. Unfortunately it's not commanded by Vincent. I get the impression that Vincent kind of went, you know what, I'm not going back there for a while because there might be a chance I bump back into them again. So I think I'm just going to go back to
You can't
Steelhaven.
make me go! You can't make me go!
So, out of interest, is it the same cart that would be performing that same run, or is it like, would the cart have gone with Vincent?
The cart had gone with Vincent's. This is a whole new cart.
Interesting.
Same
Okay,
design,
so-
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to check because obviously I think I made a part of Vincent's cart smell like farts,
You did,
and that's
yes.
still ongoing.
So
I was just wondering. Okay.
yeah, no, this is a whole new cart.
You fart.
Somewhere
Retaining
in
guns.
somewhere in Richarus, there is a cart right now being set on fire because they can't figure out how to get rid of that smell. And so they've decided it's just quicker for all drivers that have to ride that cart to just burn it and buy a new one. Not even let's recycle the wood. No, let's just burn it. Because if you recycle it, that stench is gonna carry on. So let's just burn it and possibly go dump it in the ocean somewhere.
Okay, I'll take back that example of magical tinkering then. Which was my notes.
Right.
So yeah, you've picked up Larissa, who has spent the morning kind of getting her affairs in order. making sure she's like locked everything away she needs to. I mean, you can tell. I mean, that even insight checks. You can tell that she's not unhappy to be going, but at the same time, you know, being kidnapped, being frozen, being woken back up, and then being told, "Hey, you may still be in danger, so go follow these 3 people. They're good. Trust me, they saved you." Is a little bit uncomforting, we say.
Yeah, you've just
So-
been dragged from your home against your will. So to protect you, we're now going to drag you from your home against your will.
And take you to a tower far, far away.
don't
How
like
many days
dragons.
journey is the trip to Sagehaven from here? We would know because we've done it already. So.
You didn't already. It's about half a day.
Oh,
So if you leave at midday, you'll arrive in the evening. You don't have to worry about lodgings though. That's been prearranged primarily because the Steelhaven Adventures Guild have a full branch office there. So you can stay there for the nights before the feast starts tomorrow.
lovely.
So
Yeah, we'll have to get some lunch. So Gio will go off and get a nice cheese and some bread and stuff for the journey.
staples.
Yeah.
I don't think it's staples, no.
No.
Yeah, none of us eat those.
I mean, I probably would.
Probably. It's all iron.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god, iron staples. Now that would break a staple. The size of the staple you need to do iron staples.
Yeah, this is my pneumatic stapler. It's for my titanium staples.
Fun fact, that's how Bin lost his arm. It's like, here's my stapler. Bang. Oh no.
Have you been binged at work?
Injured. Injured. Oh, that's good.
Good night, everybody.
I think we've peaked. I mean, there's nothing we can really do now,
Yeah,
is there?
we're out.
That's it. Has been declared like the little casket of alcohol to everyone, or has he been specifically trying to?
No, I think Bin was just carrying it under arm upon arrival to either our meeting point or just at the wagon.
Yeah. The
we
wagon's in the
put it
centre of
there.
the village, so
Yeah, so sort of would have just put it at the back, picked it back up. Gio, are you going to travel in the front or are you going to be in the back?
Ooh, I hadn't really thought.
Would you think?
I'll try. Maybe the front this time. I was in the back last time.
That's true. It's my turn to not be in the front.
And
you
we're
and you're
going the other
so
way.
you're so
Although
good
I've
at
already
looking
seen
out.
the view.
You're so good at looking for danger.
Oh,
And I get distracted by the leaves.
front it is
And
then.
then puts it back down in the back of the wagon. And hops up.
Gio is not a raging alcoholic. I mean, I
No,
don't
we know.
know where you got this from.
It's more the throwing things off the wagon.
that we're more worried about.
But if I'm at the front, the only thing I can throw off the wagon is the driver.
Or yourself.
Oh, that would be a crash and a bang. You see that so you will mount up. Larissa clambers up in with you, and you begin the journey. This is nothing new. You're just doing the same previous journey in reverse, and you've already done half of that anyway because you went to the small forest to go find the goblin band. So you've already done half the path in reverse anyway. I will say that along the way, though, you do occasionally see little crates on the side of the road, which may or may not have been tossed by somebody that couldn't get mage-handed back up in time.
Are any within 30 feet?
Oh, they're
As we
range.
go past,
They're
can I be
range.
fishing them back on?
You can fish them back on if you like.
Yeah.
Just, you know, See, this is what we do here. We pick up our litter. Even if it means coming back a chapter later, we will always pick up our litter. We're eco-conscious that way here. But I think Larissa tries to fish out some details about what actually happened. Because, like, nobody... I don't think her father would have told her what happened. Just been more of a case of, yeah, no, you were in danger, now you're not in danger. I think she's probably, like, going... So, what do you know about what happened? My father said that you were involved in some capacity.
So, long story made short, there are some people out there who are trying to open a portal to the demon realm. Death cultists, yes. And they believe that you are the key to this.
Sacrificial offering.
Yeah. And we thought, well, let's not open the portal to the demon realm or have an innocent slain. So we killed sort of 20 to 30 people to get you.
Bad people.
And now here we are.
Ah, yes, the classics: kill 30 people to save one.
But we save the one who doesn't want to do the killing.
Yeah.
If you kill a killer, the number of killers in the world goes down eventually.
I suppose. But then wouldn't that mean there always would be a killer? Actually, no, I suppose, because the final killer could always kill themselves. Okay, so maybe there's a way
It depends
zero.
on your motivations, really.
Okay. You're telling me the only reason I got saved and the world wasn't ended was that you three happened to be here at the perfect time to save me.
Life is already predetermined. We are just passengers on the carriage.
Figuratively
doesn't
and
happen-
literally.
Yeah,
Everything
we're all just
does not-
cogs in the machine, aren't we, mate?
Everything does not happen for a reason. Everything just happens.
All you will hear from the front of the wagon is Gio saying, and so not Vincent. That's how we saved a cat and became the heroes of Willowshire.
I think
Delightful lad.
there's not a mute button on Geo, which is, I think this driver is. I mean, this driver definitely knows Vincent. I imagine that they're not in a guild, but they definitely communicate. And he is just trying he's trying to be that polite where you smile and just go, but like nothing's going in or out.
He has had the whole life story. Like, on a half-day journey.
Okay,
Gio
so basically,
has not stopped talking.
Geo does not do confidentiality. But
we know this.
Gio's got nothing to hide.
Okay. So it's a half-day trip. You arrive at Sagehaven. And it's a bustling place, Sagehaven. I mean, for now, all you guys have really known is Willowshire, which is the tiny village. But here, Sagehaven is about the largest a town could be before it gets reclassified as a city, and is very old-fashioned. Does everyone want to give me a history check? First roll of a new chapter.
Don't know much about history.
That's a 16.
Okay.
9.
9.
Don't know much biology. 4.
4. Finn, Sagehaven's a town. It exists.
I don't believe you.
This is all a
Insight
mirage.
check.
Yes, you discover the whole town is actually an illusion for an enchanted castle. On a 9, Sagehaven was the former capital of Richrus, back when it was much smaller, before it expanded. On a 16, not only was it the capital, there's a lot of word that the Church of Moradin started here. While the rest of the world has kind of modernized, Sagehaven has very oddly resisted it. That doesn't mean they don't have nice amenities there, but it does mean that you're not going to find automobiles here.
So my dad would tell me about the times he came to Sagehaven. And funny enough, he used to talk about Moradin. You know Moradin, not Vincent. I've told you about him. So this was where the Church of Moradin started. It used to be the capital, actually. But yeah, and apparently it's a little set in its ways.
Yep, I know. You all studied it at school. So you can kind of see Sagehaven in the distance. It's an entirely fortified town, full town walls, mostly out of wood. Never really got around to replacing it with stone. There were some stone reinforcements there, but it's mostly old oak wood. So Sagehaven, kind of like the northern part of Sagehaven, is surrounded by forests. Not the Emerald Forest, but kind of like a smaller, not on a world map forest. For the most part, normally when cities get to a point where they start expanding, they expand kind of beyond the town borders, if you like, because that's just how natural growth works. Sagehaven's quite unique, especially from the side that you're coming from, in that there's no expansion beyond the town walls. It's very much like a case of this place hasn't been developed once it was full. There's a kind of old-fashioned dual turret gatehouse that lets you in, and once you enter, I mean, so you come through the gate, and the first thing you've got is a crossroads straight away. North, east, west, all different ways to go. The cart keeper stops, basically politely insinuates that this is your stop, as they're going to go slightly further down to go deliver their supplies over to the market square. And he gives you general directions to where to find the Adventurers, Steelhaven Adventurers Guild's branch office, so that you've got it. Basically, he tells you that it's the southern path you need to take, and just keep following it down the main path, and you'll see the sign there. You can't miss it, kind of thing. You all disembark.
I'm underneath
The
wagon
cart.
to see where he's going. Oh, actually, while we're on our way, I'm just based on the conversations that Gio is having with this wagon driver and the contents of the wagon. Finn would like to look and try and intuit if this guy has it in him to be a murderer.
Give me an insight check.
And that's my worst stat. Actually, it isn't. Not at all. That is a natural 1 + 1.
A natural 1 + 1. I mean, surely anyone can be. Everyone has the capacity to be a murderer.
It's whether they have the application.
No? It's whether you had the motivation. I mean,
Jen's going to lean over to T4 just while we're going. Sort of lean over to T4 and Larissa and be like, so I think that the driver of this wagon could have the potential to be a murderer. Which is very difficult for me to say, apparently.
T4 will shrug in a kind of and.
Yes, play it cool. Play it cool. We don't want to get murdered to death. Still very difficult for me to say. Murdered. Not more killed.
Is
He's a killer.
Is this Bin basically going into kind of accusation mode because he knows, courtesy of Gabriel, that there's going to be a murder, and now everyone in
There's
Bin's
gonna be a
eyes
murder, baby.
is a suspect.
So
He's talking to the only member of his party who knows nothing about this.
Bin would have shared the
Okay.
the info
No,
from the
it's fine.
Gabe adventures.
Yes, I mean whether people would believe them or not is a completely different matter. I mean, they could have just got drunk in like the space of a brief microsecond while they're in the car. I mean, Bin did throw up, so that would suggest some sort of alcohol consumption.
Or you have to believe me.
We'll come back to that.
Put a pin in that one.
I mean, do we want to go to the market anyway? Do we want to check the market out and see what's there before we go to? I mean, what time of day is it?
We're
Ed?
talking
You
around
say-
6 p.m.
Okay, so is the market sort of shutting up?
It's
for the day,
probably
or-
shutting up for the day. The feast isn't until the night, the evening, tomorrow. So you've got the
Yeah.
whole of tomorrow to do some poking around.
I mean, we're going to have to buy some nicer clothes.
Yeah, and we'll definitely need some, like, we'll want to have a look around for some kit and things like that.
But we should definitely go to the guild because we've got to pay our fees.
It would be good to pay our fees, see if there's any other jobs going.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Hey, do we have to pay for the like Bin doesn't want to say the money we got for rescuing Larissa that we did.
Yeah.
No.
I
Just
should-
just for the cart
Yeah, just the original job.
caravan guarding.
And that was
That
5
It's in
gold.
my note. It's in my notes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say that in character. That's just weird.
Here's my notebook that I keep with all the things I
20
know.
gold. 20 gold to the guild each.
Yeah,
We
20
get
each.
5.
We get
Yeah.
5. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Capitalism, folks.
And then we get bloody taxed by the tax man.
No.
No,
Got to pay road tax to drive your car. Got to
Yeah.
pay tax on beer.
Yeah.
We've got to
On
pay
bin
funeral
beer.
tax as well. Oh, dear me.
Yeah, there's been beer tax. Yeah.
Yeah, bin beer tax.
The bin beer tax is long overdue, frankly.
As you're going to go down this
So-
dirt path towards the Adventurers Guild's branch office, so a lot of Sagehaven's dirt roads, like compressed dirt, as opposed to stone, and you sort of pass, like there's a kind of a elevated position, like hill to the right, looks deliberately like previous fortifications were built there. Now they've been kind of picked away, and instead these nice big kind of like noble houses have gone there instead. On the other side, you just got loads of standard kind of commoner housing. Nothing exquisite, nothing squalorless either. These are nice 2 to 3 bedroom houses for a normal family to live comfortably. Well, as comfortable as you can be in these days and times. Following the path, there is one building, however, that definitely stands out. Built fully out of stone, which all the others aren't. They're a combination of either kind of wood or stone and wood or like kind of clay almost. This is a. It looks like this building wasn't so much designed as it was a simple square box, and then people just kept adding more and more annexes to it, and then annexes on top of the annexes, to create the most mismatched, cobbled together building you could possibly think of. Outside of that, or hanging above the door, is the very familiar sign of the Sagehaven Adventurers Guild. This is the branch office. More specifically, the Sagehaven branch office.
Right. Is home for the next few days.
You ever think about how weird it is that there is Sagehaven and also Steelhaven?
I mean, haven's quite a common suffix for cities, I believe.
I suppose so. It's just, you know, I
People
thought
like to
it's
feel
weird.
safe, don't they? Haven.
Huh? Cool. Maybe we could have a holiday here.
I mean, Haven is a common suffix only in Vitruous. Only places in Vitruous adopt the Haven suffix. It's a throwback. This used to be, so the area you're in at the moment is called the Sagelands. And was the original kind of duchy that Vitruous was formed from. Vitruous started as the duchy of the Sagelands. It then took over places like Northturn, Southturn, and Mallowbush. That created another duchy. Then it became the Kingdom of Vitruous. Then they took over Steelhaven. And then Sagehaven was renamed to Sagehaven. In fact, fun fact, and I think there's probably a plaque on that. I'm going to say there's probably a plaque on that hill on the way by. That elevated position that looked like it was fortified was the site of the original castle for the king. That's now been moved much to the other side of Sagehaven. I mean, you can see it in the background. It's much more bigger. It's a stone fort. In a place made out of mostly wood, it stands out quite a lot, and it's also the tallest building by far. So yeah, it's been kind of reconstructed and sort of boiled down to really rich people housing, but not quite rich because they're still surrounded by poor people. It's the rich housing of the people that want to think they're rich. If you want the actual rich housing, go next to the castle. Possibly the worst kind of rich person, the person that actually isn't rich but wants to think they're rich.
We like to call them upper middle class.
Yeah, petite bourgeoisie. So, up the workers. Anyway, so are we going into the guild?
You can go into
the guild. Guild, sweet guild.
I assume there's some sort of, as there are in most of the guild buildings, I assume there's some sort of reception desk.
Yes, there's
where
a
we will
lovely
make ourselves
reception
known.
desk.
And
Larissa, if they ask, just tell them you're with us, and
Yeah.
it's fine.
Obviously, I will give my name. I'll pay my 20 gold
Yep.
pieces. I'll ask where the jobs board is or any jobs going, and also I'll ask if there's any subsidized like armorers, potion sellers, and all the rest of it that there would be in such a pseudo-military establishment.
So the receptionist is this kind of elderly-looking female halfling. The reception desk is a full-size reception desk, so they've had to make a special chair just for them to kind of operate around. They could have lowered the desk. They could have just done that, but no, they decided to make a very complicated chair instead, because that was the solution to the problem. They sort of nod, make markings to note that you've paid. I presume all of you are going to pay your...
Absolutely, I'll go and mark those off now.
Yeah, Bin will pay. When Bin does pay, I'm sorry, there's a tiny amount of scene I would like to do.
Sure, go for it.
because of my condition.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when Ben drops us, he's like, "Hello, oh hi." He's gonna like look down at the name tag.
The name tag says L. Just EL.
Hi, L. How are you? You okay?
I'm okay. It's getting a bit late. I can't wait to knock off, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Oh, working hard or hardly working? Am I right?
Try both.
I wish. Hey, I got a quick thing that I would like to just say.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's things that T4 has said to you. There's going to be a murder in Sagehaven.
Mm-hmm.
I know this because I was told it by an angel.
T4 would like to message quite quickly. Shut up, Ben. What are you doing? They won't believe you.
Ben
Geo
thinks back-
stood behind going, I mean, we were told it by an angel, he's right.
Ben thinks back. I'm trying to stop a murder. So I don't know if there is anything we can do about that. I don't know much else other than this.
Okay, so you know there's going to be a murder, but you don't know who it is, where it is, or when it is.
Soon,
Soon, okay.
probably.
I think you should probably talk to the lead agent in charge here.
Oh, great idea.
They might
Thank
be
you,
able to help.
L.
And here I thought Bin was trying to get out of paying his 20 gold. By
No.
convincing-
Ben has been preaching the good side of the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild. That would make him a hypocrite. He's going to try and get. Ben loves capitalism.
He loves handing over
cannot
money.
stress enough how much he's like. Hey, look, I've got the money. I'm going to pay my taxes. I'm going to make other people earn money to give me their money.
So it's fine. She calls over the branch manager, who is this very tense-looking water genasi, wearing quite formal. It's quite formal attire. Which I would kind of describe as adventuring business. Kind of half breastplate, but also a tie.
Yeah, the breastplate has a pocket for pens.
Yeah, it has a specially great pocket for,
And that pocket has a pocket protector,
Yeah.
exactly.
which in this world is an imp that sits in the pocket with a tiny sword.
No one will steal your pens,
Yeah.
unless they get prickly fingers. And she sort of saunters over a bit, introduces herself. She goes, so my name's Alita, Alita Monk. I'm in charge of this branch, begrudgingly. And you can sort of see that Elle kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. Kind of, it's like, typical.
T4 will send a message to L saying, "Managers, am I right?" And they'll do that face kind of behind L, behind her back.
Yeah, I think she just kind of like nods a little bit. So I've been told that for some completely insane reason, the reason I have to leave my office is because someone says there's going to be a murder, but we can't say when, we can't say why, we can't say how. Now, I don't have any divination powers, but I'm pretty sure I could divine that as well.
No, it'll be soon.
Wow, that's a massive... Yes, okay, soon.
I imagine it'll be important because it's going to be part of a big, grand scheme to
That is true.
bring
that is
about
what
the end
we
of the
were told.
world.
We suspect it may be linked to what has been happening in Willowshire, which you may not know because the postal service and communications are not great. And Bin sort of goes to sit out on a long diatribe and goes, "We can brief you on that if you would like, or we can like send a note or a memo or something."
Just send a note. I don't, in the politest way, I don't particularly care.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
You clearly have something in
oh,
your mind.
It's just the murder, and there is a. there's like a little tiny thing that like we've been finding out about a demon cult. They're trying to open a portal to the demon world, and we stopped them in Willowshire. But now they are somewhere else, and we don't know where because they can teleport. Woohoo! That's why the angel told us about the murder. Maybe we can stop the murder to stop the cult. This is
That's why-
Larissa.
I can say that's why Larissa's with us, because she was the girl that they were trying to sacrifice.
So what I'm hearing is you did a quest,
No,
and
No.
we were being
give
good.
me, give me.
Good this world equivalent of Samaritans.
We volunteered our services to help a young lady.
Yes.
So you broke one of the Steelhaven codes by volunteering services.
I mean, when I say volunteering services, I mean more we stumbled into it.
Give me a group
No,
deception check.
hang on. Let's quibble. Let's quibble the actual things that happened here. If we get attacked in the middle of a forest by bandits who
If we
are
defend
criminals, defending ourselves, did we do a quest by killing bandits and taking gold from them?
Of course not.
No. So you're
Now, what
telling
if that was a quest that already was existing, but we didn't know it was a quest?
We got attacked by people who were involved in this thing. We defended ourselves, and here we are.
They
That's all that
stole a
happened.
girl. We went to stop someone from being murdered
No,
to
no, we
death.
just came across it, and we found the girl. Let me do the talking.
One
We came
thing
across
leads
it, we
to
I am
found
the
the
another.
girl.
charisma one. How dare you?
That is my role. Give me a deception check with advantage, then, Bin.
Fuck yeah. That'll be a 24.
Well, I'm gonna see. Yeah, no, she. I think. Deep down, she knows she's right, but you're throwing up such a legalese defense that it would take her more time to unpack it and get to the bottom of it than it would to actually get the reward.
In
And
corporate world, that is always the best defense.
yes, bamboozle.
Talk fast, don't think.
Talk fast and talk legalese. Bish, bash,
that
bosh.
is basically what Ben Shapiro does.
Oh, and be horrible.
So, I think Alita kind of decides and goes, okay, do you know what? I'm not having this argument. Fine, you win. I don't know what you got. I hope it was worth holding on to.
We got Larissa.
But I can't exactly
I-
divvy Larissa up, can I?
No, that we would have to then murder you. He says with levity.
Yeah. Well, look,
Maybe that's the murder.
I'm going to go. I'm back to my office, and if a murder does happen, do let me know, because I sure as heck could use something around here to get me out of this. I wouldn't use the word hellhole, but
Hey,
Hell
could
hole.
become one.
So, are you saying then that we have permission to, off the books, investigate a potential murder that hasn't happened yet?
okay. I'll do you a deal. You can investigate a murder that may or may not happen, and you can keep all the rewards from said murder. However, officially, if this murder does take place in Sagehaven, I am the one that solved it, and the paperwork will say that I did it.
Okay,
Right.
that's
Fair enough.
fine. I don't want to be famous.
And
If I wanted to be famous, I would simply be a dancer.
I don't want to be famous, I just want to be back at head office. I hate this place.
I hear that. Hear that. Whoa. Would it kill them to make a latte, right?
And they don't even have cafes here.
They don't even have dental.
I know, right? It's been years since I've seen a $1,000,000.
We don't even have a Burger Monarch here either.
Oh,
Um,
Burger Monarch?
Yes, so Burger Monarch is a franchise our guests created completely on the fly at the end of the episode and was like, that's now law and you have to keep that. So we have Burger Monarch and we have the double golden arches, which
Well, there's also a QFC, which is the Quick
Yes.
Fighting Club. It's finger licking. I'll tell you that.
you see, this is what happens when you say to when you give your guest characters a little bit of leverage to do what they want, and they're just like, we're not going to come back here for a while, so let's just
Yeah.
put something in there. They're just, But yes, so you can tell that Alita's she's city folk. While this is a large town, this is definitely not as comfortable as she would usually be used to.
She's too good for him.
Yes, far too
That's
good.
what she's saying.
Yeah, far too
I'm
good.
sorry, I need to interrupt and get this in there that we are missing the best burger chain of all, which is Five Eyes, the Beholder-owned burger chain.
5 eyes. Good. Good.
That is
I dropped out.
definitely
Ah!
that's definitely one branch you do not want to ask to see the manager.
Bin will then ask, "Oh,
Mhm.
do they have a ready to eat?" But he says it in Elvish, which sounds like he's saying "prêt à manger."
I mean, I think the Teal District has one. I don't go that
Nice.
far up.
I have a subscription to their club. So okay, I'm done now.
You're
I'm
done.
finished.
It's fine.
I'm
Look,
done.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Done. You better get editing that map.
Yeah, T4B will thank her and say
Um,
we totally understand, pat her on the shoulder,
So sorry about
and
these
as
two.
she leaves, he will make her back smell of farts.
He pats her on the
I-
shoulder, casts modify memory.
If only I had that.
I believe we've been assigned some rooms as well.
That reception.
Yeah, and so Alita walks off back into her office, and as she closes the door, you just sort of hear this like wretch as the door's now been closed. Elle, the receptionist, gives you keys to rooms. There's a room each for you, including Larissa. And she also gives you a kind of... It's not a tourism pamphlet, that'd be the wrong way to explain it. But it's kind of like a directory of all the shops
like a
in
primer.
Sagehaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, if you need this, this is where you can get it from. There's not really much in terms of discounts. A lot of the sort of Steelhaven military industrial complex is very much focused on Steelhaven. So outside of Steelhaven, it can be very difficult to get hold of that kind of discount supply. Unless, of course, you've got your own contacts. That's what a lot like the big adventuring teams, when you're like an adventuring team like 5 to 1, like they'll have whole kind of like networks across the world of people they can just call on to get very quick gear. Unfortunately, you're not at that stage yet. But hey, if everything's like in Willowshire, if at one town at a time, eh?
Absolutely.
Is there anything you want to specifically do tonight?
No, there isn't. Sorry, there was a little voice in my head that said, "Go around town and ask everyone if they're thinking about doing a murder."
Yeah, don't do that.
But that is, I don't have the right spell for that. So instead, I think Bin will actually, genuinely, say to Larissa, look. New place, scary, you've been kidnapped attempt once, and hopefully never again. I have this thing that I can do that makes a little alarm, so if anyone tries to cross it who's not allowed to, we know, we come to your rescue, and, Bob is the uncle.
Okay, I appreciate that. I suppose I'll go to my room first, so then you can cast what you need to do.
I can just assign so that you can cross it, I can cross it.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
T4 could cross it, Geo could cross it as well. And then nobody else. If anyone else crosses it, gives a big loud noise, Yeah,
Okay.
we come running.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Thank you. I think Larissa retires to her room pretty quickly. She's still not
Cast
comfortable.
alarm.
Okay, you cast alarm on the door.
I cast it in a 20-foot radius around her.
Fair enough.
I
Okay.
I genuinely, I think Bin goes into her lodgings to check that it's safe,
Mhm.
and then does alarm within it,
Okay. Fair enough.
which means that I'm now going to need to have a 1-level spell slot available at the end of every day. Because neuroses will neurofussify.
You're a neurificer.
Well, that's what you are.
No, I'm more arty than that, and I don't think as much.
So the lodgings you will have are pretty basic. They're quite pokey rooms, bed, bedside drawer, lamp, tiny dresser, all empty. You guys don't get windows. Larissa nabbed the one with the window.
I'm sorry, we wouldn't have let Larissa have the one with the window. I'm not being
Why not?
funny. Like, we know she's used to a life of luxury. No, but genuinely would have been
Yeah.
like, oh, we've got 3 rooms without windows, 1 room with a window.
So who's having the
We'll
window
put
room?
Put Geo in the one with the window, or T4. I'm just
I'd like-
thinking whoever's the
I've
least
never had a
difficult to
room with a
steal.
window before.
I assume that Geo is the least difficult to steal, most difficult to steal, due to
I
his
have suit
stony.
size, yeah.
But also most likely to go with someone willingly.
That's true. T4 should have the one with the window, yeah, and not allow any smoke.
Okay, so Larissa swaps rooms. She can't understand the reason why you're swapping rooms. Because her excuse is
We
the view.
explain it to her.
The view's not that good
Security.
anyway. It's literally a window that when you look out about like 2 or 3 meters away, it's another stone wall. Like this would have had a view once upon a time, but another annex has been built in front of it.
I've stayed in that hotel.
Yeah. So is it like obviously it's not a main thoroughfare that's running underneath the window or below
No.
or like out just outside the window? I'm guessing we're probably upstairs somewhere, so
Yeah.
like underneath the window. But like, are there people walking up and down? And you
I
know,
mean,
is there still foot traffic?
there's still foot
basically?
traffic. You can't see too much just because the angle of the window. If the window is on the wall to the left, then you'd have a front view to the main street. But you can see the odd people shuffling in the corner.
Okay.
It's winding down. It's 7 p.m. at this point. You know, people either going to the tavern or they're going to bed.
Tavern, you say?
And since we don't have alcohol, you're probably going to drink tomorrow.
Yeah, night in. Good thinking. Yeah.
So everyone goes to sleep. Nice and relaxing. They're actually quite comfortable beds. I'm gonna do a roll. Okay. It's early morning, probably 6 in the morning. And Larissa's awake first. She's actually not in her room. She has moved to Finn's room. Sort of like quietly tries to open the door, enter, leaves like a bit of like some scruffled bits of paper on the bedside table, and then sneaks back out. And then goes back to her room and closes the door.
Bin from within the cupboard goes, that was weird.
Looking at the pillows under the covers on,
Yeah.
on the bed.
Just the arm on the bed goes.
What you can see on these scribbles of paper, she's I mean, first of all, the papers reveal she must have left her room last night while you were sleeping. It's a list of potential murder suspects.
That's a weird fucking thing to do, Larissa.
Yeah, she could have just told us.
Yeah.
It sounds like she spent her night prowling around Sagehaven and peeking through people's windows.
You alarmed her and not the door.
Yeah.
Well, no, because the way the alarm spell works is it's people. It's like
Yeah.
creatures.
Sure.
So
You
even if I
allowed
did,
her to be, yeah.
well, again, if I didn't make it so it allowed her, it would be going off all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially there and just be woo, woo, woo.
No sleep for you.
Yeah.
She found the trick to get out of the room and have no one know she was there.
By walking through the
The door.
Why is it always doors?
It's mostly, I won't say it's not mostly gobbledygook, but it's petty levels of things like this person could be a murderer because they have a gargoyle on their front step, or this person must be a murderer because they sleep with a bed that's tilted at 45 degrees.
Now you've sent us Larissa's character sheet,
Yes.
and it doesn't say anywhere that she's a fucking idiot. No, so she does have an insight score.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a specific insight
Oh, she does, yes.
ability, I believe. Yeah.
Because the type of rogue what she is.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But that's to work out if someone's a liar or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe she asked them all, "Are you a murderer?"
Ironically, though, this is probably the best person to ask that question.
Nah, it's probably Geo.
But well, Jill will believe anything he's told.
Yeah, but
He
he'll know whether
believed-
it's true or not.
I mean, he believed
Are you a
Gabriel.
murderer? Which I think is a type of fish.
But no, she's gone back to her room to pretend to sleep. I mean, she doesn't sleep. I mean, her like, you know, sleeping for her is, you know, weird. So
We understand.
so it's very much a case
I
of
don't.
Yeah, Geo doesn't.
No.
But the rest of us do.
it's kind of like, you know, I kind of just want to do some stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, while the intention was nice, it's not an amazing list.
Something to start with, isn't it?
We get a corkboard, some pins, and some string. We can start like mapping this out.
I wouldn't give her that idea if I was you. So time sort of pushes forward a little bit, more towards 8 o'clock in the morning, where things actually open. We have some stuff to do. So the feast starts at about 7 p.m. So you've got circa 11 hours in this very large town to burn. Is there anything in particular you want to do?
I guess we want to get the spell scrolls enchanted.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We've each got one of those to do
You
it as
each
we
have,
wish.
yep, you each have a blank spell scroll that you can get enchanted up to 3rd level.
Oh yeah, 3rd level. Didn't even think about that.
I mean, I have no idea what are spells.
And yeah, and also it doesn't have to be within. If we are spellcasters, it doesn't have to be within our normal schools of
Nope.
spells, does it? We can
Nope.
just use them.
Yep.
Whereas I'm not a
Interesting.
spellcaster, so I think there are limitations, aren't there, as to
To make it easier, no.
no,
Any
okay.
a spell on a scroll is literally like a wiki how on how to use this. Step 1, open scroll. Step 2, read these words out loud. Step 3, profit.
Lovely.
They're very basic.
Okay.
But yes, you can get them enchanted. The enchantment will cost you 20 gold. To enchant the Actually, it didn't, because he said he already had it prepaid for you. I do
Yeah, said he would
apologise.
do it for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were pre-done. Here's my
Is
prepayment
that
spell
from
scrolls.
Any magic?
Any magic scroll you
Scroll.
want. Just at the end of the day, you only get to use it once. So, and this is where the cast get 3 fireball scrolls.
No, actually. Also, as previously mentioned, both Geo and T4 are children of the city.
Yes.
So we would be able to move around a little bit quicker than otherwise might be the case. So I'm hoping we have time to get plenty done.
Yeah. Time is not really a big factor here.
Okay, well, in which case, I will certainly spend 20 gold pieces to have my one inscribed with Revivify.
Okay, that's 1 Revivify. Don't worry about the cost, it's free.
Oh, yes.
I forgot that Penfold pre-did it for you.
There's quite a few 3rd level spells.
There is, yes.
There's a lot of nice ones.
A lot of useful, lemon, useful.
I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, it depends whether you want to go useful or interesting.
That's true. They are not one and the same.
No.
I think Bin will get his done with Thunderstep.
Nice.
Like and he'll ask them specifically if they can color the scroll red as well, as just like a get out of dodge.
Yeah, no, you get a red. They look perplexed as to why you'd ask it in red. But then they're like, okay, no, that's fine. I mean, that's not going to cost anything extra.
It's to help me find it when I'm in big shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, actually, we have an enchantment we could give you if you like. And they demonstrate this kind of basic enchantment trick where the scroll is bound to you. And if you think about it and hold your hand out, it will fly out of any container and fly into your hand as long as you're within 60 feet of it.
That's kind of cool.
That's very cool, because I could give that to one of my colleagues. Give the scroll to them, and then if they need it to get out of dodge, they can. Or will they use it to fuck me over? No, they won't do that. They're nice guys. Yes, how much extra is that? I'm aware the spell has been paid for, but I'm willing to pay a little bit extra.
Give me just 5 gold.
5 gold? What
5
a
gold.
steal.
Bargain.
Happy birthday, Bin Beer.
At this point, I'm already going to the hassle of enchanting the thing. Like, to do something extra to it at that point is superfluous.
Can you enchant other things to do that?
It depends on the item, but I can give it a shot. What are you thinking?
Bin looks at his arm.
That's a great idea.
What about my arm?
Is it Arcanotech?
Yeah, it's got the crystal thingies. I nearly said kyber crystals. That's what's in lightsabers.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had some of them, then Bin would be a different kind of...
No, because what he would have is basically knife hand.
No, you put them into the knuckles of your hand and then hang on.
Hang on.
This is some kind
Snap
of weird
his
infinity.
fingers.
He's like, okay, I can give that a go. I may have to borrow your... Why am I saying this? I may have to borrow your arm.
I get it. I can give you a hand. How long do you think this will be?
A couple of hours.
Oh, cool. And it's like early morning now.
It's early morning, yeah, so you come back about midday and get your arm back.
Cool.
Okay,
Great stuff. Lovely
fine.
day. Do be careful. Sometimes it like swears,
Okay.
and I'm sorry. It's,
Mind if it's
it's like muscle memory, but without
Okay.
the muscles.
Okay.
And Bin starts undoing the strap.
Oh,
It's going to be okay. This nice man is going to make it so next time you don't stay away too long. There you go. Yeah, behave.
I can just
Behave.
imagine Bin is now going to use this to detach his arm, throw it at someone, and recall it back.
No, you can't prove that. No, because they're putting on the arm and like they're detaching the arm. I don't want it to be an easy process. 'Cause it being pulled off is not pleasant.
No.
Because you gotta buy new leather straps.
Mm.
But worst case scenario.
Well, I think the guy probably offers a little bit of advice on that as well. He can enchant the leather straps so that while they can't auto reconnect, they can at least detach easier, so that you have to keep rebuying straps every time.
No, I don't think I want that.
No.
I appreciate the offer, but my issue is that it becomes detached too easily anyway. How many gold would you like for that? I appreciate it will probably be more, as there is an existing enchantment, sort of.
We'll say 10
and it
gold.
is metal. 10 gold.
10
Beautiful. Gold. That is fine to me.
Thank
Thank you very much.
That's fine. I can do that.
The guild appreciates your hard work.
Now, if I were to only want a second level spell, I mean, would you throw in a first level spell for free, or
is it the bar? I suppose it makes sense in one bizarre, logical world.
I mean, I'm happy to pay the additional for the scroll itself, but
I mean, at this point, you sort of put points behind you. There's like shelves and shelves with these just like scrolls. It's just like supply is definitely not an issue. Yeah, go on then. If you want to have a second, I'll give you a first.
Cool. So I will take a scroll of enlarge reduce as my second level spell. And because I am a good boy, I will also take a cure wounds scroll.
Finally, the party has decided that they may need some form of healing, and I don't have to wave potions in their face and go, "Are you sure you need to buy these?"
You don't have to wave potions in our face. We're big boys. We can die without help.
we can TPK without you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that was the only sensible choice I could get. Because if I'd have had to have a third level, I would have taken Phantom Steed. So just so I could ride a spectral horse for an hour.
The quickest used spell scroll in history, but also the one with the least useful.
Yeah.
Look, I know you can cope without potions, okay? But as a DM, I'm morally responsible to at least make sure you don't suicide yourself in a stupid way. Like,
Oh, I mean, I bet I do want to go to a potion shop, but it is not the immediate
thought.
My immediate thought is any gunsmiths around.
So there are not a specific gunsmith.
Working on the guns.
Geo picked you up in one arm.
Not specifically, but there are like weapon shops that would definitely sell these kind of things. So I'm guessing it's weaponsmithing next.
I would like that. I don't know about the others, but
I mean, I'm fine for weapons.
Finn loves to go to a weapon shop.
Fine. So there is kind of on the high street towards so you've gone from being like the lower part of Sagehaven to upper Sagehaven, where the ground is now stone. You have paved streets up here, and property values are definitely higher. There's flowers outside windows now.
Is there anybody giving us funny looks?
No, Sagehaven's big enough that adventurers are not kind of like, oh no, look at them, they look like adventurers. Like,
it wasn't so much that we're adventurers, just that we might look too poor to be in the nice area. Like we're not like good enough adventurers.
No, I mean, Sagehaven isn't, despite its outwardly exterior, it's not a snobby place. I mean, the Teal District, that's probably going to be a lot more snobbier. That's right up to the castle, just opposite the main gates. They are very much of the snob variety. But the rest of the place, not too bad. So there is a weapon shop. They do sell firearms.
Okay.
They sell a pistol and muskets here.
Finn, when we get into the shop, sees the sign saying firearms, looks really excited, goes over to it, sees that it's guns.
Yeah.
Wrong sort of
It's like-
arm.
it's like, oh. Fine.
So how
Shit.
much? How much are the? So are the pistols? Is that the D10?
Pistol's a D10, the musket's a D12.
Solid.
The cost of the pistols is 125. The musket's 175. These are very expensive.
Sure.
Really expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
I mean, you know.
They are. They are very
One-handed.
expensive weapons. These. So
That arm got a returning enchantment for 10 gold.
welcome to the unbalanced economy.
That's true.
Certain things are
magically
very
cheap.
much and muskets as well. You've looked at these firearms. I mean, they're very similar to the ones that Penfold's men were using, which is of the older design. You get
Can
this.
I make
Mhm.
a weird suggestion
Go
for
on.
just why guns are so expensive?
Go for it.
I like the idea that they are like it is proprietary. All guns
Oh,
that
yeah.
exist in the world are made
Yeah.
by the same company,
Yeah, totally.
and like
yeah,
they
it's like
have
a
such
thorn and gunson.
specific,
Yeah, thorn
Yeah.
and hammer arm or whatever.
Mhm.
really specific ways of making it. And if you
Yeah.
try and open it to work out what's inside, it just stops. It stops working.
Yeah, you can't reverse.
It's like an
engineer it.
iPhone.
Yeah.
It's the iPhone of weapons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
then they-
one of the big reason behind what the expensive cost is the fact that they're not made in enough volume to bring the cost of them down. They haven't worked out machining processes enough yet. Whereas at least with swords, you have mass forges. It's much easier to replicate them. Guns are very specific, very time-consuming, and can't be machined properly yet. Doesn't mean they've not tried. There are some variants of firearms that have been made to what we would probably call more modern style, which are more machined, but they are ridiculously expensive. We're talking several thousand gold. But no, you are looking for a D10. You're looking for about 125, 175 for the musket. Obviously, bear in mind these are loading weapons.
Well, yes and no. So I would like to buy a pistol, please, for 125 gold.
Okay. You get a. It's a nice. It's an older model, but it's a nice gun. I mean, these are musket loaded, so you get 10 bullets for free. They're tossed in, and they'll even toss in, a basic bandolier, so you can at least holster your firearm. As adventurers don't really come. Yeah, adventurers don't really come with holsters for firearms. Like swords,
weird
no
now.
problem, but so you got
Like,
two options.
is it a hip holster
So
or is
you
it like
have
a Docker's clutch? Like,
So there's three options. You can have the sort of waist one. You can have the docker under the shoulder, or you can have it on like the pirates at the front. So obviously, pirates, when they used to have musket style weapons, which took forever to reload, rather than have like reload the gun, they'd have multiple. So they'd have 4 on their chest and just go bang, 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 bang.
I reckon he will probably keep it like in his armpit, just because
Okay.
that's like a sensible place
To
to
hide
keep it.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, these are.
Tuck
I
it
will
away,
point
stuff in the
out.
armpit.
Yeah, I will point out these are slightly bulkier than modern pistols. So it's
T4 is walking around like this.
It's all right. I'm imagining with my weird armor that I wear
Yeah,
anyway, it
there's
will
probably
kind of
enough-
incorporate.
yeah, there's enough cavities in the armor that you can just kind of find
Yeah,
a hole
exactly.
for
It
it.
will just it will make a nice little pocket.
Yeah.
talking of armor.
There is one thing you do see. There are 2 posters for new firearms that haven't arrived in the shop yet. One of them is for something that looks like a blunderbuss. and the other is for what can only be described as a primitive shotgun. That they call this is called a pellet gun, and it's got that kind of old-timey writing, a bit like the Sagehaven have theirs. It's just like, can't hit a target, shoot more bullets. It's literally a thing where you load a whole bunch of pellets in and just fire them in a cone. And that's a feature.
Lovely.
And that lovely new feature will add an extra 500 gold pieces to the price.
Okay, that's something to consider for the future. Yeah, so 125 gold.
Yep, 125
I'm spending on
yep.
that.
I mean, if we're doing an armorer, there's an armorer right next door. And I will just say, before we go to the armorer, if we're doing actual official D&D prices, the musket would cost you 500, the pistol would be 250. So, I'm definitely going with actually thinking about it. I'm definitely going now with firearms are like diamonds here. It's a cartel.
I think that's a great way to think about it.
There's like three arm manufacturers in the world who just happen to agree that we don't sell each other's territory and we only sell muskets here. And I mean, to be fair, I mean,
there's probably like industrial espionage going on.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're trying to steal each other's ideas.
Well, there's Magitech rifles and pistols as well, which are preferred by the Magocracy. They prefer the Magitech variants, mostly because they're not loading weapons. They can just keep firing each turn. Because they use magic charge.
Nothing to do with.
But
you've got the standard like Dillinger or whatever, and then the Magitech are the Vecna and Cock.
So Magitech firearms are special because they can be imbued with spells. They're essentially spell casting foci, if you like, for unlimited spells. So, for example, Magitech cannons are just big round things that use the fireball spell. And can also be cranked. And as they get cranked, their spell level goes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow.
They were the bane of the Ritualist army when the Magocracy and Ritualists fought, because if you didn't harass it immediately, it could just sit there and crank all the way and then obliterate anything in front of it.
Okay, we're stealing one of those when we come across it, guys.
They're very heavy.
Hello to my little friend.
Bin will not be helping you carry that. But we'll try to use it if we do.
So, armor.
I just want to press the button once. Just once. Please, GR. People said I'm not allowed, but you're cool, right? You're cool, GR.
Gio's basically looking for can't afford anything as luxurious as plate. So some nice splint mail is what he was thinking.
If you want to buy that, what's the book say on top of your head?
Book says 200.
200? 175.
Obviously. Okay, I was going to say, well, narratively, then I'll trade in my chainmail for that discount.
It's I generally tend to discount a little bit off the D&D price. I think some D&D prices are a bit. Some things like a healing potion is one that I have a big massive thing about being slightly overpriced.
Equipment. And then remove.
Is there any other shopping people want to get out of the way?
Any sort of magic emporium that might sell magic books, or interesting ephemera?
There is a weird, not black market, but when you know those shops and you look at the door and you go, I probably shouldn't go in there. Because some of the items in there may be cursed.
I've been in some pubs like that.
It's one of those shops that doesn't have a name, because it doesn't need a name. It's just that seedy shop on the corner.
You know the one.
Yeah.
We all know that shop.
It's very dark in here. The only way you know your way around is that each of the items has a tiny little spotlight above it, and that's the only source of light in this whole shop. In fact, you don't even know where the counter is to pay. It's kind of like that dark. A lot of this is, I'm not gonna say garbage. A lot of it is cheap trick magic.
Sure.
Is there anything in particular you're trying to look out for?
I'm looking in particular for books or items that would help with particular skills or increasing, like above table, increasing attributes. So like basically mechanical improvements to the character. But yeah, anything that's like, that might be interesting or whatever.
I am looking for cheap trick magic like smoke bombs.
I am walking around sneering at things derisively.
So there's things like weird things like those finger traps. There's like one of those, but the second you put it on, it basically begins casting poison on both your fingers. It's look, I didn't say they were good things.
It's very clever, but it's also just
why?
Why? What happened to your finger, darling? Well, I was given a toy, and
I poisoned
without going
myself.
into too much detail, I poisoned myself. Yes. Oh, it's a mercury finger trap.
Yeah, it's a poison finger cups.
Yeah, you want to get on the joke shop. There are like smoke bombs, that kind of stuff. There's also kind of flash bombs as well. The smoke bomb's bigger cousin. In terms of like books and whatnot, there is a book, and it's kind of sold as, it's one of those really badly named self-help books. Which is like
elves are from Mars, gnomes are from Venus.
It's one of those. It's like be wiser in 30 days.
Right.
Wise yourself better in 30 days or less.
Yeah.
And
make yourself smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download more RAM for your PC.
Click this link to download more RAM. That would be a fantastic book title.
But memory is RAM.
Memory is RAM.
That joke rings too well for my profession.
This is the internet.
I had to resist. I had to resist the urge to kind of have that in this world. But
I think we have all worked jobs where we're in like a digital role that isn't quite IT support, but we end up doing IT support.
Oh, I am the IT support.
Well, there you go. I mean, I call it having parents that hate using computers.
Yeah.
It's just having parents.
I'm the guy who fixes things for a living and comes home and people message me going, my thing's not working. Like, do you have your mechanic father? Do you ring him up when your car breaks? But
I would, yeah.
Be stupid not to.
Give me an Arcana check on this book.
Interesting. Okay, let's have a look.
If you click the link, you will get more RAM.
That is a 16.
16. This is a cursed book.
Sure it is.
Of course.
So it's a book of. So the curse on it is a trading curse. If you keep this book on you, you can increase your wisdom by 1. Actually, no. Let's be a bit fairer here. You can increase it by 2.
Right.
The downside is you must pick a stat and lose 1.
Just one.
Just 1. It's not
Two
fair.
for one.
So overall, it's a win.
It's a win if you're willing to sacrifice a point.
Interesting.
That's
how much is the book?
Insane.
How much is
So the book has an advertised price of 60 gold pieces.
That's cheap. I'm going to.
What I will also say, on a 16, there is a tertiary effect of this book, You know it's there, but on a 16 Arcana, you don't know what it is.
T4B would like to ask the air, because obviously there's no
There's not
counter,
here?
there's no assistant,
Nope.
there's no nothing. He will ask the air what the tertiary effect is on this book.
You hear a voice in your head, as if you're being messaged. It explains that they don't know what the tertiary effect is. They do know that it's had 4 owners, and the book always seems to find its way back here.
Interesting.
No matter how many
So in
times
which
they
case-
sell it,
Yeah.
it always seems to come back, and it's not delivered. It just appears back in its shelf.
So T4 will ask if there's a usual length of time that this takes.
No, it's random. Sometimes it's a couple days. I mean, one time it went for 4 or 5 years.
Does T4 relate any of this information to the rest of us?
As far as I'm concerned, T4 is basically using Bin as like a sniffing hound for like the best bits and pieces, because you've been turning your nose up at most of this because it's rubbish.
Oh, it's just it is just because Bin is like
he will certainly be
this
relaying
is
it.
this is a parlor of
This is
crap.
your thing. This is
Hmm.
your, this is
Yeah.
within your wheelhouse.
I mean,
so,
you'd have thought I don't have detect magic or anything.
no, but
If only you could have got a scroll of detect magic or
No.
identify.
Please understand, every single thing I do is perfectly
Oh,
how it's meant to be. I mean, Bin, yeah, okay. So if this is part of an ongoing conversation, Bin will say, I mean, if you don't know what it does, the mouse doesn't know what the cheese does on the trap,
I mean,
yeah, or
but also the early bird gets the mouse. So
both of those things sound wrong
I
to
mean,
me.
Bin
second mouse gets
can...
the worm.
Bin can inspect the book if he wants as well for an Arcana check and see if he has any luck trying to figure out what this is.
Go on, I'll give it a go then. I'll give it a bloody go. Anyone got guidance?
nope.
No. Started playing a character that has guidance, and I gotta tell you, it is
Is it?
Yeah.
constantly forget. That's an 11.
You can't crack this.
You know what? I'm not even sure this is a book. Putting it out there. And look, and like Bin flips it over and points at the back and says, "You see all these reviews? See how vague they are? It is like the thing where they tells you what will happen this week."
What I will say is, on flipping that book and see the reviews, the interesting thing is, he said it was returned 5 times. There are 5 reviews on this book.
And all of them say,
All
Great
of them say, great book. Fantastic book.
"Great book."
Help me in a pinch.
Yeah.
One of the reviews says, fantastic book, great in a pinch. I wish I knew where I put it.
That's clever. Bin says, "Look, all things that move and teleport and transport, whatever, there's got to be an exchange. And you've said that, you'd make one thing good, one thing less good, and really, we're all perfect in the eyes of Moradin." I'm joking. Do what you want, man. Have you seen this
What?
fucking thing? And he just walks over to an orb and just starts.
Yeah, that glows red when people walk close to it.
Yeah, it's exactly.
It's,
it's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
it glows red, but it's being sold as like a divination tool.
Yeah, it's literally just a proximity alarm. That's all it is.
And this fucking thing, he holds up a rock on a string that's got a sign behind it saying weather predictor. If rock is wet, it is raining. If rock
Yeah.
is moving, it is windy.
All right.
That
well,
sounds quite useful.
for
Gio, you could be the rock.
For giggliness, I'm going to take the book.
Okay. Okay,
What's
that's fine.
Larissa been doing during all of this? I feel like this is somewhere she might try and steal something. I've got my eyes on Larissa.
No, Larissa is kind of looking at the book. I mean, I will say that Larissa is trained in Arcana, so you could always ask Larissa to take a look at the book.
Yeah, I'll ask Larissa to take a look at the book.
Does someone want to do Larissa's roll? She has a +4 to Arcana.
Yeah.
Anybody?
I'll do it.
Anybody apart from Josh?
That is a natural 20.
Okay, the tertiary
I would like to
effect.
use silvery barbs to make
The tertiary effect of this book is each day you roll a d20. On a 1, the book automatically teleports back to the shop.
Okay.
And then the effect of the book
Yeah, would be reversed again.
ends.
Yes.
Not quite. The
Oh.
positive effect will go. The negative effect will
effects
stay.
See it
Hang
back
on,
up.
is this book like positive thinking for dummies?
Pretty much.
I'm gonna take the chance anyway. I think that seems
Yeah.
like fun.
Okay. That's fine.
You'll have to remind me.
I
because
will- that's fine.
forget
That
the
is fine.
daily roll.
daily
If I
roll
could
for
up my
book.
strength by 2 and lose my charisma by 1, I would, you know. It's like,
But you want to take the gamble? That's fine.
Yeah, Ben can't afford to take any minuses on any stats at the moment. He's, you know, the Simpsons episode where they discover Mr. Burns is basically immortal
Yes.
because all the viruses. He's like that, but with bad stats. It's like they're all perfectly balanced, and if
Divided
anything goes
one.
wrong, it's like, oh, suddenly you cannot walk.
What have we done?
I don't know.
I'm all for this because Todd's Law says that the book will disappear at the exact point that you want
like
it.
the precise point where I don't need it to,
Yeah.
it will go.
Yes.
But that makes for a fun story. So why the hell not?
But besides, you now know what the effect is. Lewis told you it comes back. So you can just come back
I
to
can just come back
Sagehaven and
and
come
buy it
back.
again.
I want my book back.
Yeah.
This is actually my legal property.
Does-
I
does
will
Ben,
ask for a receipt.
So the way you buy things here is you put the money on the counter and the cabinet opens up automatically for you to take it.
Okay.
You get a scroll that comes next to it saying admitting that you did purchase it. And then at the bottom, in rather sassily writing, it says check the foreword of the book. In the
Right.
foreword, there's a
Is it just a full
clause.
page
There's a
with 2 letters? H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A.
No, there's, the book actually comes with a disclaimer in the foreword stating that if the book ever returns to its original place, any purchase is null and void.
Right.
This is a very clever way of making money.
Sure.
I like it.
And
Could you imagine if, like, the day before your A-levels, you could go and buy a book that made you incredibly intelligent, but just, like, a little bit less strong?
Mm. Yeah.
Like, that is literally life-changing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or, like, if there was a book or a podcast you could listen to that would increase your charisma, but lower your intelligence.
Yeah.
Like anything by Jordan Peterson, for example. Except it lowers everything.
there is definitely a book in here that lowers. There's definitely a curse book that lowers all of your stats tremendously. If you decide to buy it. But I think you guys, I mean, okay, maybe not Geo, but I definitely think T4B, Larissa, and Bin would not fall for it when it says, think yourself fabulous.
Right.
I mean,
So you want to be better. Just a quick look around from Bin, who has been looking around derisively. Is there anything here that's like clockworky?
Things like little timepieces. There's a pocket watch that only seems to count even seconds.
Oh, that's fun.
For some
Not big
bizarre
value.
reason. That's like 5 gold.
As expensive as a returning enchantment.
It's 5 gold. It's not. It's cheap tat.
Yeah, that's fine. Even.
any potentially dangerous unlabeled potions.
Of course, it's unlabeled potions. Pick a color. There's,
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay, that's a
worst colour.
yellow potion.
Potion.
All the colours.
So these potions are unlabeled. You see, there is one label on the crate saying surplus stock. It's like a bargain bin almost. So it's 2 gold.
You like a knight. Surplus
It's-
stock.
Surplus stock. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's a plus of it's a plus of stock. He had to give you really cheap items because that's what his charge is.
I mean, if they're really cheap, I'll pick up a handful, but you know.
Pick out as many as you want, as many colours as you want.
Okay. I'll take a yellow, a
Mhm.
green, and a blue.
A yellow, green, and blue. Okay.
And then he'll mix them all together
No, I'm not. I'm not an idiot. No, I am an idiot.
to make teal, which will let us into the teal district. We've solved your puzzle, puzzle master.
Okay. I will need to make random effects for them. That is awesome.
Goodness me.
Chaos.
Are you enjoying this, chat? Are you enjoying
Yeah,
this?
you know.
How much? How much for
So
those 3 potions?
it's 2 gold a potion. So it's 6 gold
Oh,
for
bargain.
the bar. Yeah. You say bargain now. These are enchanted bottles that actively block any attempt to work out what it is before you drink it.
Amazing.
In one regard, the enchantment's actually more expensive than the value of the bottle, potentially.
Does the enchantment last after the potion's drunk?
You'll know what the effect is when you drink it.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking of other things in the
I mean, yeah, no, the
They're like,
enchantment.
This appears to be a potion of instant death.
Yep. Just like, oh, this apparently removes the need for death saving throws by automatically setting it to 3. -3. But no, they even after drinking, the bottles will disguise or block any attempt to.
Amazing.
So,
I bought 3 cool bottles, if nothing else.
Excuse me, sir, is that alcohol in here? No.
No.
You can't prove that it is.
No, do you want to try some?
And now I'm drunk on duty.
now you're fired. Right. I think is there any more? First of all, is there any more shopping anyone wants here
No.
or around the district?
Okay.
Okay.
Please
We've-
take this power out of our hands.
Yeah. I mean,
Look, we don't get to shop very often, so
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
That's
you know,
right.
Removing
I
a
mean, is
shopkeeper from a magic item thing is a great way of us not harassing a shopkeeper. I like that.
That's fantastic. Is,
I will
is
admit,
this
I will
the
hold my
only
hands
sort of-
up. I stole the idea.
No, you were inspired by.
Yes, I was inspired by Chris. They had an episode where they had a dark shop with a weird kind of like shadow behind them, and I was just like, I like that idea, but I'm not gonna have the shadow. I'm gonna use message instead.
I just
Hmm.
asking for the sake of asking,
Hmm.
are there any shops that don't sell joke magic items?
Yeah, there's a legitimate one, but the stock is. Yeah,
It would
Difficult.
behoove us to take a look
yeah, you can
More-
have a look.
more than anything. We killed Hedge.
No, it's fine. There's a legitimate magic shop.
Okay.
If there are any basic magic items you want to pick up.
I mean, take a look.
There's. So when we say magic shop, this is, I think they've definitely oversold on the name magic a bit here. There are some like low level magic items. It's mostly potions that they sell here.
That's fine.
Healing
For
potions.
But I mean, don't forget, you still have the. Do you still have the 3 healing potions you bought from our swamp?
I think I've still got mine.
Finn
No,
used
no,
his
everybody does.
to make someone alive.
Yes.
I think it was Larissa. No.
I did use mine. I used mine as because it was a bonus action, wasn't it? Yeah. So I need to.
Oh no, I still have mine.
Mhm.
I think Bin thought about doing it, but instead
Yeah.
did lesser restoration, not grace restoration. Goodness
Yeah,
me.
I used mine because I took some big hits.
Yes, you did. But no. Oh, go. Stupid pop up. Don't show this pop up again.
Download more RAM.
So yeah, there's a whole array of potions here that you can sort of like pick up. In terms of like magic items, there's a couple of enchanted boots here. Enchanted boots of speed. Kind of increase your movement speed by X amount of feet. I can never remember how many feet it was. I think it's 10 feet, isn't it?
If it's the one that's in the DMG, it doubles your walking speed, and a creature that makes an opportunity attack has disadvantage against you for a total of 10 minutes. If any longer than 10 minutes, it doesn't work until you've had a long rest.
Yeah, you can pick up one of them.
How much?
Yeah, that sounds like a good geo item.
That does a good geo item.
Yeah, get in there.
These are...
They're a rare item.
They are
according to the website.
rare. So
I'm trying to be horribly meta.
No, I am going to say that they're about 150.
Ooh, out of my price range.
But you could come back for them later. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You are staying in Sagehaven for a bit.
No, that is very true.
So. Or you could take out a loan from one of your friends if they have the money to cover the cost.
No, it's all good.
Bin brings up a scroll that says loan agreement. You notice it's got a thing that says DPR, which is the daily percentage rate increase. It is
Debt
35%.
per round. That's every 6 seconds.
Yeah. Every 6 seconds it goes up by 5%.
It was a choice between walking far and quickly and you know, being able to take a few more hits. I'm fine with a few more hits that I've
Are
allowed.
you sure?
myself.
You could be forever in my debt. Or
I
yes, that one.
Shall we just say no?
I would have an ethical obligation and financial one to keep you alive more.
I cannot afford the Binterest rates.
Crippling Binterest.
It's true. Cool. So other than that, it's just like more trinkets and things.
Yeah, more trinkets, more potions,
okay.
more basic
That's
stuff.
Cool.
Right. Thank you, shopkeeper. Goodbye.
Right, so no more shopping. We've done spending our money.
Has anybody tried to buy a magical dagger that kills people instantly?
No, I don't think we sell them.
Okay. Asking on behalf of the guild.
Okay.
I mean, I think you can do the same effect with a non-magical
Normal
dagger.
dagger.
I've been stabbed before and not died.
We've all been stabbed before and not died.
Thanks for Larissa.
Why am I getting involved?
Bye.
This is a chaotic shopping experience. I think the
Brings out his scroll, casts on the step leaves.
I don't think Larissa's ever had like
Magic items
a
everywhere.
chaotic, a chaotic shopping trip like this before. She's used to more structured shopping.
We started at one end of the street and worked our way down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think you've zigzagged. I think you've kind of like gone wherever you're like taken. You're like, oh, we'll go to the other side of the city and go over there. No logical thought was given. I'm going to say that we're going to cut off for a break.
Yep.
Give more time to get some more caffeine in their system. So we will be back 10 minutes. We'll come back at about 20 past, maybe 22 minutes past 5, where we will go feasting.
Nice.
So we will see you then. Bye.
Bye.
welcome back, everyone. Does everyone give me a quick mic check, just double check that the OBS hasn't been stupid?
It's me.
I am still Mike.
Yep,
Stupid OBS.
No,
Stupid
we're
OBS.
fine. We're fine. I love how it breaks for you guys, but on the Appalachian one, no, works fine. No issue there at all. Clearly, I must have done something different.
Beyond science.
Yes. Damn science perk. So, we've done our shopping. We'll say that, Bin goes back. You get your spell scrolls. You get your enchanted throwing arm. Return to sender. And at this point, there's not a lot of the day left now. There's only a couple of hours between now and the feast. If there's anything else you want to do beforehand.
T4 would like to attune to his new pistol.
There you go. So using your time attuning to that. I think Larissa was just kind of like looking around at all the people, all the fancy clothes. She's definitely a fashionista type, so she's kind of like looking at the clothes and thinking, "Oh, that was so last season."
Geo has three random potions in his backpack.
Urge to
Bin
drink
will watch
rising.
you eat. Bin will watch you eat the potions.
Not drink them, but just like bottle and all, just
Nom, nom.
glass.
I mean, let's set an arbitrary DC for a wisdom save to see whether Geo drinks a potion before we go to the party. No, I rolled very high, so whatever the DC is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he does not drink a potion.
Okay, good.
Bin puts his popcorn away.
No, there'll be drinks there.
But so we all go to the party.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. So this is Sage Castle, where this is all being held. It's the highest point of Sagehaven now. It's built within a keep within the city, so 2 layers of walls to get through, to get to it. You've got your invitation. You pass it to the guards. They recognise Larissa. Larissa has been here before with her father a couple times. Obviously, you're using Arthur's invitation. So you're introduced. You're let into the sort of feast hall. It's lavish. These are nice, well-carved wooden tables, about 4 of them. About capacity for about 60 to 70 people. People are filing in. Most of them are dressed pompously, as you can imagine. A lot of them quite a few look like merchants, possibly guildsmen. At the very end, you can sort of see where the Duke would sit, and then next to it, a slightly smaller throne for the Duchess. And that's on like a slight elevated platform. And then behind him are like 2 stairs going up to a platform, to a balcony, and then doors behind that. On that elevated stage, you don't sort of see the Duke or Duchess, but you do see some other people sort of standing around there talking to each other, looking important. Is there anything you want to do at the beginning before things officially kick off?
I think we have a quick huddle.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you guys ever been to something like this before?
I went to a birthday party once.
Not quite a birthday party. You see, Larissa pipes up.
Larissa?
Mm-hmm.
We've never been to one of these before.
Okay.
Do we have to worry about which fork to eat with?
It's not that formal. I mean, this isn't Colebrook Dale. Just there's 2 forks, 2 knives, and 2 spoons. Just use the one you're more comfortable with, because the food can be difficult to eat sometimes. People don't really. We're not sitting that close to the Duke that it particularly matters.
Will the food be alive?
No. It's very much dead.
Why will it be difficult to eat?
Consistency, the type of food. Shellfish is
Things like-
always annoying to eat.
Bin's face is like going through so many emotions. Okay.
Will we be expected to dance?
I mean, it's a party. Of course, there's always a dance element.
Right. And how do we do that?
How about for that bit, you just sort of stand on the outskirts? It's not. No.
Here is my advice to you, Gio. Pretend you're fighting with your weapon, but don't hit anyone, and don't take your weapon out. Pretend the other dancers are trying to attack you.
Right.
You're dodging their attacks, and you are doing other attacks, but don't hit anyone.
So you have an
hitting people.
invisible axe.
And you're
I
doing the
go-
fancy footwork.
Right, I can do that.
I don't think you're helping here, Bin.
So I was going to say, T4B thinks that's a terrible idea, but he's not going to stop it.
Bin's also never been to one of these, but he does know what dancing looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like invisible fighting.
So you see the Duke and Duchess arrive onto the platform. An announcer sort of includes them. They're introduced as the Duke of Sagehaven, Alexander Burncastle. And the Duchess is Florinda Burncastle. They're both humans.
Castle.
Burncastle, yeah, as in burning the castle.
Yeah. And Lucinda was that?
Florinda.
Sorry. I was too busy focusing on Burncastle. So
Mm.
It's fine. There be names. So
Foreshadowing.
they're both human. And the Duke is clearly the actual ruler. The Duchess being the side title that comes with it. Or title by association, I think they're called. So we have you see that they sort of walk down the stairs, greet people as they do, and you see 4 people. Those same 4 people you saw stand on the stage before also greet them, and they're introduced as well properly. So these 4 people are the Duke's council. The Duke's personal advisors, who advise him and like monitor things for him so he can do what's important. Sitting there all day doing basically nothing. So you've got a steward, who is a turtle, who is introduced as David Haig. There's the marshal, which is I can never pronounce this correctly, which is a male satyr.
Yeah,
That's
say
a satyr.
it.
Satyr. That's it. I'm going to butcher this. Called Norberto Friesel.
Norberto
Friesel.
Friesel.
There is a female cloaked figure who doesn't have a title attached, but is just introduced as Modeste. And then the person who's ironically doing the announcing announces themselves. They are a elven woman, who is the Chancellor, who is Alberta Kayla.
Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And everyone's then invited to sit down. Where do you guys want to sit? Because there's not a strict seating order here. So you can go closer to the Duke, or you can go further away from the Duke.
T4 will very obviously walk up towards the head of the table and sit as close to the main party as possible. Because we're the heroes of Willowshire, don't you know?
Bin
Okay.
watches Larissa's face as T4 does this.
Larissa's face starts to turn into a bit of a grimace. But
Is she cringing?
about as she's at pre-cringe. She's at the point where her brain can't decide if it wants to cringe yet or not. But we're very much on the cusp of it.
I'm so sorry, my cat's just poked her head out from underneath my
It's fine.
It was really, really distracting. I was like, what are you doing? Okay.
Cat wants attention.
Okay. Bin will sort of fuck. Bin will yell over to T4. T4 over here.
T4, I was thinking T4 might message,
Mhm.
but no. T4 will go, for why should we? He doesn't know how to talk properly in this sort of situation. For why should we beseat ourselves in such a weird position?
It's made Larissa uncomfortable.
Larissa's gonna roll for cringe now. She's embarrassed. She is well and truly embarrassed. Yeah, that was a natural one. She is very much embarrassed.
Completely scarlet of face.
Yeah, completely red, like hand like disappearing to try and like not broadcast her presence.
Look what you've done to Larissa!
T4B will sort of look around at like all the people who are closest to him, and be like, give it a little shrug, and then give like a weird kind of quadruple bow, and then walk off down to join the others.
Down where we are, then, where we're clearly going to sit somewhere kind of in the middle of the table.
Okay.
Gio would like to look and try and notice the person who would be most unsettled by him sitting next to them.
There is this,
And then sit down next to them.
there is this kind of soft elder woman, a half orc, who doesn't look snobbish, just looks generally afraid of anything that looks even potentially frightening. Who definitely does not want you to sit next to her.
Fabulous. I shall sit down next to her.
Okay. So
Bin will turn to Larissa and be like, I'm very sorry. We have not done this. Where does your father normally sit, please?
well, if you'd have let me go first, we could have gone to the front of the table almost. So it's done by, generally speaking, it's done by order of preference. Since I am technically the highest ranking member here, you are my entourage. As I am technically descended from nobility. I don't like to play the card.
So I shouldn't sit next to this lovely young lady.
I mean,
No,
you
she's
can
old.
if you want. I mean, it depends how much you want to. I mean, right now, I probably don't want to be near the top of that table all myself. I'd rather be back in the room. Let's just sit here. I mean, Gio has already sat down. We've already caused half a scene. Let's not make it a full scene. Let's just.
I'm Gio. Nice to meet you.
She does not respond. She does not respond in the slightest. Besides, I'm not technically here on noble business. I'm here on adventuring business, which is slightly different. We'll just sit here to avoid any more embarrassment on her part.
T4 will sit to her left.
Okay.
Maybe we should have been introduced differently then. Maybe we should have been Larissa and the Bin Men.
Let us
Is
never
that what our
use
party
this.
is going to be called the Bin Men. Now my ego is already large enough. If we start calling ourselves the Bin Men, I'm afraid I will simply perish.
I will implode. Um, so the party is, I mean, it's relatively uneventful. There's nice food. It's probably unless you've never been to one of these before, this is probably the nicest food you've ever had. Larissa is right though. Some of the more exotic foods, like some of the shellfish and the crab, can be difficult to eat. So it more of a case of you have to open it and eat it that way as opposed to having it served the way it should be eaten.
C4 would like to use his thunder gauntlets to break open the crabs and things.
I think you get some looks from some people thinking, why don't we have them?
Food's food.
I'm sorry. Were we meant to take the outer layer off?
You just do you, Gio. Larissa says. I don't have the training or the patience.
Chewing on the china.
I don't have the time or the patience to teach you etiquette. You also see that
uses mage hands to take the plate out of Gio's mouth.
there's a almost an infinite supply of alcohol. Literally, there are flagons full of it, and the second one gets empty, it's almost immediately replaced with another one.
Bin has a moment where he's like, "Oh yes, there's going to be a murder," and goes from being like, "This is fun and novel," to everyone is a suspect. I think there may be a mystery. he gestures. He points at T4 and mouths, "Message."
Okay. Yeah.
And what if the murder is at the party?
Well, then we're in the right place.
What if someone here is the murderer?
Well, then we're in exactly the right place.
Should we not be looking out to see if anyone is holding a murder weapon?
You mean knives?
Exactly.
Everyone's holding a knife.
It's a suspect.
Exactly.
Paranoia
You
100.
just sees T4 and Bin staring at each other like this.
Do they normally do
Although,
this?
of course, I'm still wearing my helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they do.
Just
They-
peels
they-
back of the mouth so I can eat and drink.
They stare at each other a lot, and I'm not entirely sure why.
I messaged Gio saying, we're just discussing whether everybody could be a murderer or just some of them.
Moradin?
You'd recognize my voice.
Hey, are you talking to Gio now?
Yeah, I'm talking to Gio now.
Did that come through as a message?
Yeah, message.
Just T4B is just makes this mobile carrier at this point. Just relaying messages backwards and forwards.
I
Mobile.
turned to the lady on my left and go, "So, has your dance card been marked for later?"
Wow, he suddenly knows a lot about it.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say it.
And
I don't know what the dance card is.
I suppose we could have one. Please don't step on my foot. So does everyone drink?
Bin has one,
Mhm.
then has his realization that there's probably going to be a murder
Murder.
today.
Okay.
I mean, Gio drinks, but no more than he would normally drink on a night out. Yeah.
Oh, so a lot.
So yeah, a lot.
T4B does not drink. He's technically underage.
Is he T4B total?
He is B total.
Very good. That's very good. That's very good.
Thank you.
That was very, very, very good. Larissa will drink. Larissa will drink
She's
pretty
on that.
heavily.
Right. In my head, she's just like this 14-year-old. That's absolutely not the case.
No. she's probably the equivalent of 20 to 22 in Elven years.
And she's shame drinking.
Oh
Fabulous.
God, she is not holding back with the wine. Actually,
T4B would
Mhm.
like to message her and
Mhm.
suggest that maybe she doesn't drink too much.
it's
But of course, it's
fine.
entirely up to her.
It's fine. Her reasoning is that one, she was nearly sacrificed to some being. Also, she never gets to like be this free. Like feasts are quite liberal events. Like the general order and nobility is kind of like lowered for feasts. So what would normally be frowned on as excess drinking is instead celebrated. And I mean, you see that all the time. Like people, even though T4B and being are resisting alcohol, they are trying. People are trying their damn best to get you to drink. You know, not being pushy, but kind of like
Every time they come over and say, "Oh, would you prefer something else?" Ben goes, "No, I'm working."
Yeah. Is it just one of those scenarios when anytime your cup is empty, you turn around and it is full again,
It's
and you
miraculously
haven't
full again.
asked for a top up?
Magic refilling cups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
I barely finished one cup tonight.
15 cups later.
Yeah. You get very drunk in those situations.
Yeah. But that's what's by design.
It's really fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that and weddings where you know everyone there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. So I think even if like Bim was trying to avoid drinking, I think by proxy he may have drunk a little bit more than he thought he may have drunk. Because you never remember how full your glass was. So
Sorry, there's background noise here.
All right.
Mute for a second.
So we have some dancing. And that's nice. I think Geo definitely is the most awkward one here.
Oh bless.
With
I
Bin,
hoped he would just be a natural, but
Bin is definitely the natural. Bin and Larissa are definitely the naturals here. Larissa is a natural
May I roll a
born performer.
performance?
Go for it. Roll performance.
It's
Yeah.
not a fucking nat 20. That's nat 20 plus 4.
I mean, Larissa was 22. She gets +7 to
Shit.
performance.
She's got expertise in performance.
Yeah, she has expertise in
Well,
performance.
Rather than performing,
Mhm.
I would like to think that T4 is probably just doing it like somewhat mechanically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's intelligent enough to know the steps, and he probably does
Yeah.
them in all the right order.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to do it like so. Maybe it would be more of an acrobatic
Yeah,
attempt
acrobatics.
for him
Yeah.
Is it-
rather than.
Is it the dance equivalent of when you put music, like sheet music,
Mm.
into a program and it plays the music? It plays
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
But there's no soul to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's no. Yeah.
There's no musicality to it.
No.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so I rolled a performance check at disadvantage, so that so Gio thinks he's dancing
Mhm.
like an 18. He's actually dancing like a 4.
And
People
and
are
I got a
giving
9.
people are giving Geo a wide berth on the floor. So I need Larissa. So tell you what, P4 can roll for Larissa. So I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw except T4B, but Bin can do it with advantage because Bin was actively trying to avoid getting drunk. Larissa, it's a flat save for Larissa.
Okay, so she gets 11.
11.
I rolled a 15 for 20 in total.
Okay.
That is a 23.
Okay. So the Duke and Duchess retire around midnight. At this point, you are all sort of like broken up. You're in different parts of the hall. After they retire, it takes about an hour for everything to calm down enough for people like, okay, it's time for us to leave now. It's not like, oh, now the Dutch is gone. That's it.
Is anybody so hammered
Mhm.
that T4B thinks he might be able to get away with just like rifling pockets and taking stuff?
You can try. There's a lot of wasted
Larceny?
people here. There's a lot of wasted people.
Well, goddamn rich people think they own the world.
Um,
I tell you what, shall I just do a 50-50 with whether I think I can get away with it?
Give me an insight check
Okay.
on the party as a general.
That puts me on a 15.
There's one or two that you
He,
like.
he
you
would
pick
definitely prey
pockets.
on the weak. He wouldn't
Yeah.
just do it indiscriminately. Like he
No.
really wants to.
There's
get
some
away
people
with
who are really wasted. But I think on that, Larissa clocks on to what you're trying to get at. And doesn't stop you, but actively wants to join in.
Right. But is she a hindrance? Because she's pissed.
She is pissed, but her sleight of hand is +7.
Yeah, mine's the same. But maybe
Yeah.
I can use her as a distraction
Go
because
for
she's
it.
pissed and she's the noble one.
Do sleight
I'll
of
get her
hand
to-
with advantage
I'll get
then.
her. Yeah, I'll get her to like talk to them all drunk and stuff, and then maybe I can do it while they're distracted. That gives me a 24.
You rifle through the pockets. There's probably about so people don't actively go to these things carrying lots of money. You do pick up about 20 gold through the different pockets, and a couple of like small gems, a couple of emeralds which could be sold later.
Yeah, do we know what sort of value they've got each? Just so I remember.
They're about 25 each.
Okay.
They're nice. They're proper, well polished emeralds. These aren't just like rocks of emerald.
With the party winding down,
Mm-hmm.
Are the council members still around, or was it just like?
It's difficult for you to tell at this point, because it's winding down so much that people are moving around, and you're kind of like all whisked away eventually, quite quickly. And I imagine at that point it's like everyone goes back to Sagehaven Adventures Guild to sleep. Which is great. We had a nice party. We celebrated. Morning comes around. The good news is none of you have a hangover. Even Geo, despite the copious amount of alcoholic drinks. Larissa definitely has a hangover. But you come out of your bedrooms. Well, actually, you're woken up, I'll say, by Alita. Suddenly you've got guests downstairs.
Yes.
They are, standing in front of you, are several town guards and the marshal. And they don't look particularly impressed. You sort of see that the marshal, Roberto, comes forward. Good night last night?
I think I speak for all of us when I said we had fun. Never been to anything like that before.
Okay. Well, I suppose I should really inform you all, since you were there. Duke Burncastle's been murdered.
I fucking told you!
Yeah, we're immediately like hand to weapon as like, you know, where are we looking? You know, who's done this?
Bin turns towards his room and goes, "Arm, come to me."
Swims across. Give me an acrobatics check.
Yep. It's an 8. I'm going to use a luck point.
Go on then.
Because you can.
Nope, that's an actual one.
The arm smacks you in the face. It comes towards you. You just weren't anticipating it. So I mean, it's the first time you've tried this properly. So I'm not gonna
come for me.
back. I'm not gonna make you take damage from that. That's just too evil.
Stands up like, I'm so sorry for this.
Do I get a sense from like the way the
Mhm.
guards have approached and like the way they've said stuff? Are they just informing us because we're the guild, or are they here for
Us.
to basically us? Yeah, like
Give me an insight check.
please, Gio, roll fucking well. Okay, 17.
17. They've got one pair of shackles. You watch as they attempt to arrest Larissa
We're not having that.
on the suspicion of murder.
We're not having that. Where is your evidence? Why are you taking her in?
Now, to be fair,
It's only,
they only need
first
to
of
have...
all, it's suspicion of murder.
Ah.
She
We
was with us all night.
He was. Until...
She wasn't. You all broke apart halfway
I
through.
We broke apart, but we still saw each other.
Okay.
And now the more you think about it, the more it's like. So first of all, Larissa is confused because she can't remember anything from last night.
I mean, it's not like she has a habit of sneaking off on her own.
You know, she and the more you think about it, the more you're like trying to put last night together. So much happened that like at this exact moment you can't say no, she definitely didn't do it. Larissa's willing to comply more out of confusion than anything else. She is officially named as a suspect. You three are not.
Right. Larissa, don't say anything without one of us there. They want to ask you questions. One of us has to be there.
Excellent. I'm going to get on a wagon, head back to Willowshire, and inform Arthur Penfold that his
Good
daughter is
idea.
being held in jail over a suspicion of murdering the Duke. And then we'll be back later today to investigate, okay?
If that's what you want to do, then by all means,
I would like to roll intimidation.
go for it.
Yeah, because it's a threat. It's like I'm gonna go and get her dad.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the guy who, if I understand what was explained to us properly, who was one under the Duke.
Yes, one under the Duke,
Yeah.
who conveniently may just become the new Duke.
Yeah. You might benefit from this.
And
That's
that girl goes
look,
nowhere
if that's-
out of my sight.
if that's how succession works out here. That was fucked up, bro. That is an 18 total.
Ooh, okay. They make you an offer. Since they don't formally have evidence to hold Larissa, they're doing it as a precaution. They are willing to hand her back over to you if you promise to, first of all, look after her, not leave Sagehaven,
Sure.
and to keep her away from the scene of the crime.
Okay.
And the scene of the crime was
And
It's a good point.
it was the
Larissa, where was the crime?
I don't know. I
see.
somewhere. You sort of see that Norberto goes. It was in the Duke's quarters.
Okay. Larissa, you're not to go to the Duke's quarters or anywhere near that place.
I mean,
I think
Um,
you're older than me.
Yeah, so Nobuta basically says, look after her. We've got a detective coming in who's going to investigate all this and try and figure it all out.
Or perhaps we could help with the investigation.
In the nicest way possible, if you're holding Larissa, wouldn't that make you unfair?
Oh, a
And
bias.
no-
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
And-
Our
No
bias
more
is towards justice.
no more biased than the people who are looking for evidence that it was her.
Who made you Judge Jude the Executioner? Huh?
Otherwise, you'd have arrested every person.
You
at
see,
the-
you say who made me judge during executioner? Well, in the event of the Duke's death and me as the Marshal, I am now judge, jury, executioner until the new Duke is appointed.
Well, that is convenient. Lovely to know you. Blessings on you and your family.
All I want to know is what happens. Besides, we've heard she's one of the best.
With what?
The investigator.
Oh.
We've heard she's one of the best. We asked for her from Steelhaven.
Oh, cool.
What's her name?
I don't know.
It's a weird name.
That's quite a reputation she has there.
Look, I'm not the one that did the booking, okay? Why am I
That's
being
totally-
called out like this? I have an entire town guard.
Absolutely 100%. I have turned up to do comparing gigs, and the venue have gone, oh, we've heard a lot about you. We've heard you're really good. I'm like, what have you heard about me? And they're like, don't know. We didn't book you.
Yeah. It's just like, I didn't invite this person, but my people did.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah,
I mean, I know what she looks like. I just don't know what her name is. You know, when you've seen posters and like portraits of someone.
Sure.
You know, she's a lovely blonde-haired woman.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Is it Quinn? Is it
I-
Quinn?
That
I've
was my
ne-
first thought when he said woman, to be honest.
I have no idea what that name means.
Okay, cool.
Does she look like this? And I pull out the thing that I got because I showed it to the other guy earlier on.
Similar, I guess. Maybe there's a likeness. All I know is I was told we had an advance letter from this woman saying to arrest all suspects.
Okay.
I mean,
How do
news
I
travels very quickly here.
Well, it travels quickly when you have access to astral mail.
I know. It's just,
Did you not?
Or ass mail, as we call it.
no,
Yeah. Asthma.
obviously,
you know,
you'll give us a list of the other suspects, will you?
We're not investigators. We're not allowed to investigate this.
If we're mounting a defense for Larissa, then
Oh,
So
legal
you-
defense, yes.
yeah, I'll see what I can work out.
see to it you do. I say,
So how long,
spinning my
how, long
axe.
how long must we stay in this wonderful town for? Not being sarcastic, that's just what my voice did.
Until the murder's solved, really. I mean, it could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks.
Okay.
Just expect a visit from the investigator at some point.
Sure.
Although,
Fine.
give me an insight check. Everyone, a group insight. See if anyone can figure it out.
Dirty 20.
19.
19,
5.
5. Who has the high? What's everyone's passive perception?
Ooh,
I believe
Well-
the technical term is dog shit.
Oh
Nice.
shit.
14.
14. Okay, so T will be. Okay. There are two things that you know are true. Nobuto was lying. He was not asked to arrest all suspects.
Yeah.
On
'cause
a
if so,
piece
then
of-
surely we would have been arrested.
On a piece of paper, he's like holding bits of paper and one of them leans too far forward. there's just 2 words. Arrest Larissa.
Okay. I will message the others immediately saying that.
Right.
And
It's up.
I will challenge Norberto and say, if you were going to arrest all the suspects, surely that would include us, because we were also at the feast.
We were?
That is true. However, we have people willing to confirm that they were with you. For example, the old woman that was dancing with.
Right, and we're willing to
guy
confirm
there.
that we were with Larissa. So
The entire time.
Also, and I do want to remind you that no one was with us when we left the party.
And okay, I see what's trying to go on here. I've already said you can look after Larissa. I'll just tell the investigator that, you know, come find you. Just don't leave Sagehaven.
Sure.
I
Why am I being
Whole
out
side-
Why am I being out intimidated by adventures?
we're just wondering why Larissa would be pointed out in such a fashion.
Okay, look. I'm a guy who swings swords for a living, okay? I'm going to openly admit that my brain is not exactly that sharp. I was hired for my strength and my swinging abilities, not my abilities to solve murders.
Must have been one hell of a party.
I just don't understand how somebody all the way in Steelhaven can know who the prime suspect is before you even know who the suspects are.
And be here within the day, by the sounds of things. Steelhaven
I mean,
is several.
that's not difficult.
I thought it was- I thought it was
You
like a
see
good
the
week's journey.
L sort of points towards you and goes, yeah, like astral portals. It's simple. So Willowshire didn't have them because, well, why would they? It's the middle of nowhere. Most major places are connected by astral portals. You can't carry goods through them, so that's why like caravans will exist. But if you want to transport a person, you can use them to fling a person backwards and forwards as many times as you like. It's
Okay.
generally reserved for executive travel, mostly because they're expensive. But the Steelhaven Adventurers Guild maintains a network of them. They're quite convenient if you want to move an adventuring party up and down the country. But yeah, so it's not unfeasible. The fact that she's getting here within the day suggests she's definitely astral traveling. But yes,
Okay.
you look
We
after
look forward
her.
to meeting them.
Okay. God, I need to get back to the chaos over there.
Yeah, and Tifa will say, yeah, we're sorry to react the way that we did. Put his arm around her shoulder. I'm really sorry. We're a little bit protective. It is, after all, it's Penrose's daughter,
Mhm.
and we've got to be really careful because we don't want to tread on any toes. And while I'm distracting him, I would like to see if I can somehow fumble the piece of paper out of the sheaf of papers that he had, because you said there were several.
Give me a sleight of
Let's
hand
see if I-
check.
Okay. Ooh, that is tasty. For a nat 20 plus 7.
You can easily wrangle the paper out. So you now have a piece of paper. I'm going to say you don't need to investigate check this. You can't. It does say arrest Larissa. The handwriting doesn't look familiar. But it just says arrest Larissa. Will be in Sagehaven tomorrow. Will arrive at the castle gates, not astral entrance. Which is a bit odd because to arrive in a day but not arrive through an astral entrance means you've got another way of traveling. But that's all it says.
But there's no signatory or
Nope.
anything like that.
This is an unsigned letter. The only thing that makes it official is a stamp of a investigator's service in Steelhaven. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the name of the place, just the seal of the place.
Yeah.
But that is it.
And it doesn't give a time when they'll arrive or anything like that.
No, it's early morning.
Okay.
So possibly
Okay.
within the hour.
Sure.
I am going to have to
Yep.
shoot, guys. Please carry on without me, but yeah.
I mean, this is going to wrap up anyway, so.
Sure. Well, I'll send him on his way, and I'll make his back smell of farts.
Okay. He winces as he walks away when he realises what's happened. And that is where we're going to leave it today. I hope everyone had fun.
I'm very
Good
stressed.
sesh.
Very
How
stressed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Right.
everyone who's watched all the episodes and knows what's going on will probably know more than you three.
Probably.
That's fucking rude.
I know.
Well, I mean, we haven't watched like
You-
the other
yeah.
bits that we didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
That's true.
You actively deciding not to is eluding knowledge, which I find hilarious. It legitimately gives me a warm feeling in my heart that I've managed to somehow. I have players who I can record any content for and say that's not for you and you won't watch it. The power I have with that. Anyway.
That's the rules.
I'm
I will
going to give
let-
a quick plug and then
Yep.
duck out if that's
Yeah,
cool.
go for it.
I just want to say I have plugged this guy before. Check out Matt Highton on Twitter. His latest video. He has just replaced Vigo in Ghostbusters 2 with Mr. Blobby.
Oh, yes, I saw
And
that.
it is the most terrifying thing you will see in your life. So enjoy.
Is that
Thank you all, guys.
HIGHTON?
HIGHTON, yeah. MATTHIGHTON.
Got it.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Right.
I will catch you next week and obviously chat in
Mhm.
the meantime. Yeah. It's
Thank you.
been emotional.
Hi, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, bye.
Leave.
Oh, there we go. Does Joshua want to plug next?
Oh yeah, go on then. Joshua wants a plug.
Go plug.
Podcast that I do, Dice on a Slice, DICENASLICE, the only D&D 5e podcast powered by Baked Goods. It's really great. We are releasing our next episode this coming week.
Woohoo!
It's been about 3 months since we uploaded an episode because of stuff. It's a really good episode. We're in the middle of a very interesting arc. By in the middle of, I mean we've sort of just started an interesting arc. I know what's happening. I'm the DM. If you think me as a player is chaotic, my DMing style is like a tornado. Also, if you want good non-chaotic DMing, you can also hire my company. My partner and I launched our company not so long ago. We had our first significant booking this week. That's fableevents.co.uk for corporate D&D team building, conference, expositions, things. Expositions, is that right? Is that what
Think it
Expo is
is.
short for?
I think so.
Yeah.
It must be.
All that shit. Fableevents.co.uk.
Expos.
And you know who else is a pretty fucking good DM? Is AJ. AJ was one of the DMs we had at a convention this week, and was really fucking good. I've not seen AJ DM before, but I trusted him implicitly.
That was alright.
Otherwise, find me online, Joshy Longlegs. The legs are long and the stories are longer.
Uh,
Very tired.
I'm getting there too. Don't worry.
Woo!
AJ.
I would like to plug Matt Highton. I'd like to plug Dice and a Slice and Fable Events. And also, I'd like to plug Hedge, who's an awesome DM and
Yeah.
has worked really hard for this. So, yeah, and I'd like to plug you guys. You guys deserve a plug for joining us. Thank you very much.
So AJ's going to come into your house and put a plug in you.
Yeah, I'm going to totally plug you guys up.
Okay.
Right,
Hedge.
brain farted. Just went. My brain's logistically working out how that would work.
Don't think
No,
about
Don't think
too
into
bad.
it.
I mean,
Don't think into it. It's fine. Yes, I've been Hedgehog. I am mostly here now. My life is now the Misadventurers League. So this Monday, I am back on Manapot doing Race Fix and Kill. Good old fun Starfinder. The only time I get to be a player, and I do not have to worry about the repercussions of my actions, because it's someone else's problem to narrate what goes wrong when I decide to make a stupid decision. And that's mostly it. I don't want to rabble on for too long. So I will let everyone... I will say one thing, actually, quickly. To anyone who's watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. I do notice you. I do see those view counts go up slowly but surely. It does mean a lot. You know, people who are here in the stream live, people who watch it online later. Misadventures in Appalachia will be up tomorrow. And hopefully, touch wood, by Monday afternoon, this will be on YouTube as well. I'm trying to get regular with when they go up and down. It all depends on how fast the internet wants to upload the file. I no longer live in a Virgin Media Zone, so I don't have 350 gig internet anymore. I'm down to 70. It's like, as a tech guy, that is insulting. I want my fiber internet. Right. I will leave everyone to their night. Manapot Study Knife restarts in just over an hour, so if you're looking for something to watch after this, definitely go check them out. Aside from that, we will see you next Saturday for the next part of our adventure. Bye.
Bye.